Okay, I'm Occupational Click, and I wanted to stream because I'll keep it simple. I've been working a lot, and I was actually off tonight. So I worked last night after like an 8-day stretch. Came home. This was Wednesday night into Thursday. Thursday morning, I catnapped, but I had to get up to see my shrink. He actually agreed to see me on Thanksgiving. I said, I haven't seen him in 2 weeks. Let me go see him. So I did that. Then I stayed up and I did that grill stream. My brother and I, we ate, and I eventually got the itis, and I said, I got to lay down. So I actually slept, and I got up, and I took a quick shower because it was all greasy. And I don't want to go back to sleep because I'm supposed to be up at this time. Tomorrow night, I got to go back to work. So I want to at least try to stay up for a few hours. I still feel very tired. It's like I'm in go mode. Go, 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 go. And then when I know I don't have to go to work, it's like I want to crash and burn, crash and burn, crash and burn. And I've been recording some videos, which I do want to put up. The problem I'm having is I don't have the time. It's a new project I made for myself wherein, on the drive home, I'll record the road, the nice drive, and I can now flip the camera. I got an app that lets me flip the camera, and you'll see my beautiful Chad face, and we'll go back to the drive, and I explain who the characters are and what's going on, and I feel that's the best way to do this. And I can also splice in video. I can say, okay, I put a bunch of shit on the U-boat. What's a U-boat? I know you guys don't know what a U-boat is. I'm not talking about the German submarine. So I'll slice in the video. Here's a U-boat. Or we get to spot the pieces. I want to make these videos. I also got shit to do and blah, 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 blah. But I was streaming earlier, and if right now, I remember Denmark guy once asked me, he goes, yeah, how come your streams take like a day or two? And I said to him, I said, well, when I stream using my phone and I use the YouTube app, it auto-privates the streams. And just now I forced it to be public, but it doesn't matter because it'll tell me 24 to 48 hours to process. So if you try to click on my Thanksgiving stream, you won't see anything yet. It needs to quote unquote process. You'll be able to see this stream because I'm doing a sit down stream at a PC. But whenever you use the YouTube app, as soon as you end the stream, it goes private, and then it's got to take like 24 to 48 hours to process. So it will be available. Don't be discouraged if you want to go back and watch it. Just give it a day or two, and you can click on it. My grill of thanks. If nothing special, but yeah, I'm not hiding anything. Now I got a message right now. Let's first who do we have here? Let's take a look. I've got let's see, Totem. A wizard is never late. That's correct. It's funny. One of my coworkers, I call him the Wizard. He's this white guy with really long white beard. He told me he's 67, and he's a fascinating character. He looks like Gandalf or Merlin or Walt Whitman or the old man from the Home Alone movie in the church. Anyway. I'm Elvis. If Elvis had lived long enough to become a wizard, because if you think about it, I think I'm older than Elvis was when he died. I think. I could be wrong. Elvis was like what? How old was Elvis when he died? 42, 40. He was my age, 43. Elvis was in his, so I've reached the same age as Elvis. So if I live long enough, you'll get to see what Elvis would have looked like had he not dropped dead. Well, who knows? Maybe he didn't drop dead. Maybe he faked his death, but it doesn't matter. Either way, you didn't get to see Elvis past his early to mid 40s. So if you watch me and I stick around, you can see what Elvis turns into. So we got Totem and we got Off Grid. Where's James? James, where are you, James? No, I'm being facetious. Yeah, I see James's comments here. Let's go. I better not be blocked. You're not. I don't block anybody. No one is blocked. But I was going to say, the last stream I did, my last sit-down stream, are you paying attention, James? It's important. Pay attention. My last sit-down stream, it was called something. It was the last one I did, sit down like a week or so ago. It was called 3 Times the Rent. I was talking about how we found a place that was nice and affordable, but even though we can afford the monthly rent, they want us to earn 3 times. So if it's like $2,500, they want us to have like $750, $8 grand a month. And the point is, during this, I did the stream. I ended the stream. Apparently, DUM came along and he left a comment. He left some comment. Never heard about this stuff before. When I went back to the video sometime later, the comments had been turned off. Now, I didn't turn them off. It wasn't an accident. James was able to comment. When the video stopped, or the stream stopped, James was able to comment. And then sometime thereafter, YouTube took it upon themselves to shut the comments off. I had to manually turn them back on. So I thought that was weird. And then I got this lovely Thanksgiving address. Before, when I was doing my stream with my brother, we were grilling. Here, let's play it. James, are you here? My messages are actually going through after I messaged OC privately. Interesting. Don't be a dick. I did not block you or ban you. The only person I ever blocked was the one account by what's his name? Penny Pounder, because Penny Pounder had done something where he could comment and I couldn't read his comments logged in. If I was signed out, I could see everything. Logged in, it wouldn't let me read his comments. And people would say, oh, top versus new. No, it didn't matter. His comments were privated to me. So I said, listen, Penny, you can come here and you can say whatever you want. Leave all the comments you want, badmouth me. I don't give a shit. But if I can't read them, now it's not about words, it's about actions. If I can't read them, so the only person I've ever banned or blocked was Penny Pounder's first account that he had fucked with way long ago, back when we were in dumb streams. So I couldn't read his comments. Other than that, I don't ban people. I'm not the type to say, he's pissing me off, I don't like him now, you're dead to me, black. That's not who or what I ever was. And I know you're quasi joking, but it's like, shut the fuck up. No, I didn't ban you, but I do wonder, just like you left a comment when I did that stream, Dumb left a comment, he was able to leave a comment, and then sometime after, it's not like, at first I thought, gee, did I forget? Did I screw up and accidentally say no comments when I wanted comments? I thought it was me at first, but no, I did everything right. It was set to comments. Anyone can comment. James did comment. And then at some point after, like several hours later, YouTube decided to shut the comments off. I had to turn them back on, manually. So I wonder if like several of us are marked, or they don't want a meeting of the minds. Like they say, okay, James can comment here and OC can comment there. But if these two interact, kill private the stream, private the comments, because it's strange. But here's the message from what's his name.
Hey, I was watching your video, and
he says he was watching my video. It wasn't a video; it was technically a live stream. He was watching me stream live, but close enough. So he was watching my Thanksgiving grill.
Hey, I was watching your video, and I commented I don't know how many times. And at first I thought you blocked me, but then one did make it through, and that was the kissy face emoji. But I switched accounts and went back to your channel, and all my messages I sent, nothing went through except for that one. So the ones before that and the ones after that never made it through. So I don't know what YouTube is doing. And you might think nobody is messaging, but they are. So this might be happening on my live streams as well. Very strange. And I'm not putting in bad words or anything. I'm not I said, hey guys, on the first one. I was like, hey Bercy, hey OC, hey Horsehead, and nothing. And then I answered your question about Thanksgiving and nothing. And I said I was sitting here waiting for a customer to open. That didn't go through either. So yeah, Donna wants to make me a Thanksgiving Day meal, but I'm not going to be celebrating really anything. But I wouldn't back home either. But yeah, man, I don't know. I wonder how much. I wonder how many people this is happening to, because people. It's frustrating. All right, well, enjoy your Thanksgiving Day and your cookout. All right, tell Bercy I said hi. So I said hi to him too, but that didn't go through. All right, see you.
Yeah, like I was saying, that last stream where I was talking about the rent, you left a comment, James, and your comment went through at the time, and then YouTube went back. Comments are turned off for this video. I turned it back. I'm like, I didn't, because there have been times I thought I fucked up. Like I like comments. Anyone can post what they want. There were a couple times I thought it was me. I thought, man, maybe I screwed up. Maybe I accidentally hit no comments when I intended for comments. So there were a few times I thought it was me. But with this one, it seems like with that video, that stream rather, you got me saying video, that stream, you were able to comment at first, and then YouTube decided to go back and, turn off comments. So it's weird. No, I did not block you. I don't block or ban. The only person I banned was, and I told Penny Pounder, you're welcome to come back with a different account, which he did. If I can't read your comments, that's fucked up. You did something wrong. Other than him, no one's blocked, no one's banned. I'm not like that. Even if I get angry with someone, I don't react and start banning and blocking. That's never been my style. If you think that, you really don't get me, man. That's how you behave. But yeah, no, it's strange. Maybe YouTube doesn't like the two of us communicating, because I remember a few years back when my brother and I went on Todd's panel. It was weird. At some point, Todd froze up. And I thought, at the time, he had just skipped us. I'm like, maybe this is what happens when they kick you off. I didn't know. I'd never been on a panel before. So I said to my brother, I guess Todd skipped us. Turns out Todd didn't skip us. The stream was actually still going. My brother and I were live, and Todd was frozen. We broke the internet. And then we came back. He let us back on a second time. No problems. But Todd was I just thought maybe it was computer problems, but who knows? Maybe certain people have it. It says, okay, these people are free to do their thing, but if they interact with each other, cut it off, ban the comments. I don't know, because Brother Click had the phone. He said, "Oh, James is here. You made the kissy face." And I'm like, "Well, what's he up to?" And we didn't hear from you. No, I didn't ban you, and we didn't see any of your comments. But you said you switched accounts. So what account were you using? You were using your regular account, and you went to the backup or some other account, or maybe. Oh, I think I know what happened now. Maybe you're using your other account, and you still have me banned on that one. Like you unbanned me on your main account, but you were using your secondary account, and I'm still banned. It might be on your end. You might have banned me, but who knows? Have we caught up? Have we caught up here? Where the hell is now? Is he banned again? I'm not saying. I thought he'd have something to say. I don't know what time it is in Australia, but here. Give me a quick minute. I don't really want to. I'm not going to bring this guy on, but here, let's get this started. How do I call him? It's starting to piss me off now. You know, I'm pouring my heart out about comments and shit, and I'm getting nothing. How do I do speaker? See if he answers. We'll ask him. What the hell is this? Hi, I won't keep you. Are you commenting and it's not going through again? I haven't seen anything.
Oh, well, I don't know. I was distracted, but I was commenting.
Well, you shouldn't be distracted. I'm addressing your message. I do see your comments here. I did not block or ban you. Did you hear what I said about your comment in my last stream, the 3 times? Did you hear any of this or no? Right. So again, you.
That makes sense.
Well, no. It's weird. You, like I said, you were able to comment at first, and then afterwards, a few hours later, YouTube turned comments off. I turned them back on. So again, it's not me, and apparently it's not you. So you're right. Maybe we've been marked. They don't want us communicating. I don't know. I'm just guessing. I don't know. But no, seriously, I was surprised. I'm like, oh, Dumb's here. It's Thanksgiving. He can say a few words, but you know, my brother said you weren't really talking. So I don't know what happened, man.
Yeah, I kept typing, and then you weren't responding, and neither was he. I was like, well, these guys are a bunch of bastards. They're ignoring me. So then I switched accounts and went back, and I was like, oh, well, nothing's going through.
Why didn't you talk to us with your second account? But what was the other account? The backup, or what was your second account?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
No,
Backup.
Don't lie to me. You've got like multiple accounts, don't you? You don't want me to know.
I do have multiple accounts now, but I used to only have 2, but now I have multiple ones, and some of them are troll accounts. But
you're
multiple.
Oh, so you're that you're that one troll who kept going on about. Okay, what was his name? Pizza Face, or whatever he called himself. Okay, yeah, okay.
No. I was trolling DBF there for a while, and I had multiple. Like I was Amy Beth, and I was I don't know, a couple others. It was funny.
But here's the thing. Here's what I'm curious about. Can you shut up? You said you were on your regular dumb account and you couldn't get through. I wonder if you tried to talk to me. If you tried to talk to me as Amy Beth, would that work? In other words, maybe like our accounts are marked. They don't want our 2 accounts communicating. I don't know, because we were dead. Yeah. I don't ban or block people. We thought the one got through. Maybe you were just in a bad area. You had bad reception. You were working at the time, right?
Yeah.
Could have been bad reception, because all we saw were 1 or 2 comments from you. I'm like, where's James? I thought he'd say a little more, but okay. So it seems like something weird's going on. But no, it's not me deliberately, and I believe it's not you deliberately. So there we go.
Well, yeah, I should have said something on my other account, but I really had to go then because I only had a few minutes. I was waiting for a customer to open up. But you were very pixelated, so maybe that was on my end.
Probably, or maybe both. I was trying to fiddle with it, but okay. Well, am I pixelated now, or are you seeing me live and clear in Australia, halfway around the world?
Yeah.
What a world we live in! In the past, you have to watch cable news live via satellite, and now, hey, some bum derelict in New Jersey can be seen crystal clear in New South Wales. What a world we live in. Okay, cool.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah. Unless, okay.
And,
wait, stop. Your buddy, I don't know. Your buddy off grid says I'm not making sense. This isn't just me off grid. Aren't you paying attention? It's me and James. We're both confirming the same thing. He says I'm not making sense. Yeah. Dude, you're telling me, James, you put a bunch of comments through. None of them went through. You finally got one through. Yeah. And I was talking about how you left a comment, it went through, but then YouTube turned off my comments. I didn't request that or do that. I had to turn them back on. So Off-Grid says we're not making sense. He's clearly, he doesn't understand what real YouTubers. Yes, you get a little bit of attention. All of a sudden, YouTube comes after you. Off-Grid doesn't understand that yet, but the superstars like you and me, man. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, because Grid is on YouTube's good side.
Oh, okay.
But I remember you having similar complaints a few months ago about my channel about, you said something about your comments not coming through or something.
Yes.
I can't remember exactly, but do you remember that? And now and now it's flipped. And now I can't get through on your channel. So yeah, strange.
Huh?
And I remember you saying about how comes all your videos are going private, and you're like upset. And I was like, well, it does it automatically, and now yours are doing it automatically. And what you got to do is you got to change the settings.
No, that I already figured out. It only goes private when you use the YouTube app, and you got to change the settings. But it still takes, like right now, I made my Thanksgiving grill public, but it still hasn't quote unquote processed yet. If you click on it, it won't play. It's public, so yeah, you got to make it public manually. But it also takes 24 to 48 hours to process after you stop on the YouTube app. So that'll be available tomorrow or sometime. But yeah, that's with yeah. But you did, but you didn't have that problem because I'm a coffee house. I've got like 100 subscribers, if that. You had like thousands, so I thought that only if you have over like a 10,000, that doesn't happen. So you had enough that it shouldn't have been privating. You were deliberately privating. That's different. Don't use that as
Well, I didn't do it intentionally. It was just that's the standard setting. I had to go in and change it.
Okay. Anything else? What time is it where you are now? What time is it in New South Wales?
It's 8:49 p.m. We're winding down for the day.
I
had a short day of work there. I only worked 6.5 hours, but Donna made me a nice Thanksgiving Day meal, and then we were playing around with AI. I made one of Todd. I posted a Todd AI of him retired, smoking a cigar, and I don't know. I thought it was funny. Well, so that's really good.
You gotta go to work tomorrow. I don't want to keep you, but since you're here, why don't you tell us?
No.
Why don't you tell us?
No, it's a weekend.
Oh, it's tomorrow. Oh, wait. Right. It's Friday for me. It's Saturday for you. That's right. I think. Right. What day is it there?
It's Friday night.
Friday night. Okay. So yeah, that's right. I'm sorry. I'm a day. Man. Right now, tomorrow's Friday. It's Friday morning for me. Okay. Never mind. The point is, why don't you tell us real quick what AI program did you use and what was your methodology?
It's called Grok.
It's called what?
Grok.
Do you want to? I know I don't want to keep you. Do you want to come on live real quick and talk to me directly because I'm having a hard time with this phone? Do you want to come on or no? If you don't want to, I won't force you.
Well, yeah, I can. What do I do? Just.
I'll give you a link. Come on for a quick 10 minutes. I think the Starlings would like to talk to you. What do you say, Starlings? Excuse me. We want to come on for quick. I won't keep you. You got to, I know you worked all week. If you want to come on for 10 minutes, I'll put you on. You can tell us about what you did.
Well, I know they want fresh blood though. Like the what's her name? The piano girl. She wants fresh blood. She doesn't want to see this old boiler.
Well, then the piano girl can come on and play piano herself. So I don't care about the damn piano girl. I want you, man. I want some old blood. I'm an old man who knows nothing about AI, and I'm amazed when an even older guy knows how to use AI. I'm impressed. So
Donna had to teach me, but it's very easy.
A 50-year-old roasty had to teach you. Fascinating. Okay. Well, then we really want Donda to come on. So yeah, what here? Let me find a link.
Now you can call her that. She's not going to want to. You shouldn't be calling her names if you want to butter her up and have her come on.
I'm not calling her name. That's an affectionate thing. Thule came up with that. That's an affectionate term for her. That's Donda.
Roasty?
No, not roasty. Well, she's a roasty, but anyway, she's over 50 by default. She's a roasty. I mean, when you hit 50, you'll be a chud. You're not there yet. Once you hit 50, women are roasties and men are chuds. So you're heading to chud territory there.
Okay. Well, happy Thanksgiving.
Just click on the damn link. Don't give me this shit. All right, let's see if he comes on or not. No. Dev Pike, you're gonna wait your turn. I wanted to talk to Numbnuts about his shit, but he might not come on. If he doesn't come on, we'll let you on. I really don't want to do paneling. I just, I'm trying to tell Dom I don't ban people. That's not my style. It is weird. Something's going on with YouTube. Off Grid might not understand it because he's a Chad. But when you're an ugly fuck like Dumb, or you're me, a good-looking but weird Spurg like me, because I'm a Chad too, but I'm a Chad Spurg. When you're ugly like Dumb, an ugly normie, or a Chad Spurg, they come after you. You got to be, a Chad normie like Off Grid here, so you'll never have these problems. Where the hell is Numbnuts? Oh my god! Maybe let's end this damn stream. I wanted Numbnuts to come on. Okay, here we go. Go home. We got a few. I'll bring you all on. All right, hold on. Christ, let's turn to something else. Hold on. Okay, we got Aiden, I think. This looks like Aiden. Or is this Aiden or is this Danny's? Or let's bring him on. Hello, James.
Hey, what's up, my friend?
I can't see your beautiful face, man. Where's your beautiful face?
Well, I wanted to hide myself if Chad Aiden is coming on. So
No, it's not Aiden. It's. I don't think it's Aiden. It's what's his name? Dev Pike. I'll bring him on in a minute. He also uploaded something here of like some video of. I don't know what this is. This is.
Step aside. I
can't tell if this is AI or if this is just Aiden with back. I don't know what's going on here, but this is just a video. It's just a video. Okay. All right. So I want to talk to you. Not. I'm seeing Denmark guy. I'm seeing Dev Pike. I'll talk to them later. I want to talk to you, the guy I actually met the guy I met in real life, the guy I shared a cheeseburger with, the guy I took a ride around Waynesboro with, the guy I got to hug, the guy. Remember, there's that picture of us under the covers on your floor, your makeshift bed. We have history, man, and you're not showing your face, man, and you're not commenting on my videos, and you're pretending, oh, it didn't go through, when in fact you couldn't be bothered. I know how it is, man. But
no, I'm telling you the absolute truth. And you always forget the cheeseburger, but you always forget that we shared breakfast as well.
We did.
I had French toast, and you had eggs, and whatever else.
I think I had pancakes. So, we had brekkie on the bukie. Brekkie on the bukie.
Yes. Brekkie
is an Australian slang term for breakfast, right? Brekkie.
Yeah.
And I said, well, if we're gonna come up with a bunch of slang terms. Oh, do you know what the bukie is? What's the bukie? Brekkie on the bukie.
I have no idea.
It's the Buchanan Trail, the highway that goes through Waynesboro. And I said, if breakfast is bukie, the Buchanan Trail will be. I'm sorry, if breakfast is brekkie. Never mind. You don't remember that brekkie on the bukie? You laughed, and now you. I have no idea. We had a moment. Okay. Well, tell us about the AI. Give the camera to Donda. Give it to Donda. I've had enough of you. Hello. Happy Thanksgiving, gorgeous. How are you?
Good. How are you? Happy Thanksgiving.
Thank you. What's going on with the AI? You're going to give us some instructions, just a brief, not a tutorial, just give us an overview because I'm amazed. Like a 43-year-old guy listening to a 44-year-old guy about the 50-year-old woman knows how to do AI. I'm impressed. So I want to hear it. Yeah. So.
It's called Grok. Grok.
GROCK or what?
No, I don't know, actually. GROK.
GROK.
And then you can just upload a photo and then you can animate it and you can type in what you want it to do and it'll do it. Quite funny.
Okay. I'll have to play with it then. All right. Grok.
Yeah.
And
I
you made a video.
Something on my channel too, just recently.
Total. Oh, okay.
So Todd and Totem are the two Chads who get AI treatment, and us ugly Foxbergs. I gotta have Danny Dev Pike do ones of me because I see how it is now. I should bring Danny on.
You're next. I
thought about I was considering OC, but since he already did it, I was like, oh, I'll do Todd first.
Yeah. It's been done. It's not that, but he's not that good. That's the problem. He's not that good. He's getting there. He's a work in progress. He's just not that good. And he needs Aiden to give him ideas. Aiden is the brains, and Danny tries his hand, but it's just not as good. I like people who can, make something happen with their own brain and their own ability.
Well, yeah, it's just an app, and you tell it what you want it to do.
Yeah.
So you say,
so you're doing this on your phone, not a sit-down computer. Yeah. You're doing it on your phone.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you upload a picture from your photo album of your phone, and you tell it to make you fly or laugh or money fall from the sky or whatever, and then it'll do it. It's very simple. It takes no skill whatsoever.
Okay, cool. I don't have any skill, neither do you. So I guess we can do it. We can do it then. All right.
I'll make one of you and Bro C.
That's all right. You're actually right. There's enough of me and him. So I want to see something more entertaining. Maybe we can get,
I'll make it so you have girls that are dancing on your lap or something. I don't know. Something.
A dozen Dondas. Okay, sounds fun. All right, I like that. Upload 12 different pictures of Donna. That sounds fun. That nervous laugh. I know it well. I remember when we first pulled into your driveway. They're like, "How you doing, James?" And we were like, "Good to see you." I know that you're a very poor liar. You got many obvious tells, James. But okay, so Grok. We'll use the Grok app, and we'll go from there.
Well, I was happy to see you, but I was just shocked.
Yeah, you didn't realize it was you.
And I was like, "What's going on? Is this for real?" So.
Oh, I was going to talk about the Bigfoot sighting. Maybe after I'll share that in a bit. I told you that your Bigfoot showed up and he left a comment on an old stream from
I read that.
4 weeks. Yeah, but
I read the comment and my feelings were hurt for you because
Why? I didn't even.
because he's like, he said please, but he's like, oh, please don't see me. I don't want to see anybody. I'm a hermit. And that seemed like a duck punch because you really wanted to see him. So
No, okay. I see that both you and Todd don't get it. What happened in that stream from like 4 weeks ago? There was that one oddball video about his birthday video, and I said, I just showed it. I said, this is interesting because I didn't see this. I think a lot of us didn't know it existed. And I said, if the guy wants to be left alone, I respect that. I never said I'm going to visit Todd. So Todd doesn't get it. His comment made no sense. Even your comment makes no sense. I'm not you. I don't want to go bowling with the guy or have a cheeseburger with him. He was just a great philosopher. So I'm like, I wrote back to him. I'm like, dude, did you even watch this fucking video? The stream, it's like I don't play. So he's not paying attention to a lot of things. But what I want to say, he's becoming like. Do you remember? Do you guys remember a few years back? There was a movie called The Aviator. The Aviator. Do you remember this movie?
yeah.
It was what's his name? Leonardo DiCaprio. He played Howard Hughes. Pay attention. This is important. You know who Howard Hughes is? Howard Hughes.
Yeah, he's an actor.
No, never mind. You know what? Maybe I'll talk about this off. I'll talk about this off stream.
Howard Hughes was a rich.
Oh, he's a rich guy.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, he's dead now. He was in his younger days. He was a Chad. Howard Hughes was a Chad. As he got older, in like the 60s and 70s, he went nuts. He had plenty of money. Didn't need money. As an old man, he lived in a hotel room. He grew his hair long. He went all nutty as a hermit. And now Todd is kind of the same. Even though Todd wasn't a millionaire playboy, Todd is like getting into that Howard Hughes at the end. And I even said to my brother, I said, when that movie came out, Leo DiCaprio, Howard Hughes in his younger days, in like the 30s and the 40s, I said, they should do a movie about Howard Hughes in the 1970s when he was old and nuts. That's what Todd is turning into. He's turning into Howard Hughes towards the end. Howard Hughes later in life became all reclusive and he'd hide in his hotel. And that's what Todd is starting to turn into. So yeah, I just want, Howard Hughes. Look up Howard Hughes later in life. Yeah.
Yeah, it might be the beginnings of it because he did make that video though, which he never responded to you. Like, where was that posted? I would like to know as well. But yeah, he did come out of the woodwork and post that. But now he's a recluse again, and so it doesn't make any sense. So it seems like he gets this inkling once in a while to be social, and then he retreats back into his hermit hole.
But like I said. Well, yeah, he's retreating to his hermit hole, but he didn't even watch the video. Like I said, he went on about contrary to I'll bring it up in a bit. I'll share screen. I don't watch everyone. I said, listen, man, I didn't expect you to watch all my shit, but you felt the need to. He actually kind of reminded me of you. One time, I don't know if you remember, about a year or so ago, I was moving my parents into a new apartment, an old folks apartment, and I was setting up for them. And you left a comment. You're like, what is this? I thought you wanted to neat. Why are you flipping houses? I'm like, did you even watch the fucking video? Like, the comment makes no sense. Same thing. Please don't come visit me. Did you even watch the fucking video? It's like your comment doesn't line up. Yeah, you remember that? Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, I remember that because I didn't watch it. I just skipped through it, and I was like, what the hell is he doing? I thought you were trying to sell a house or something.
And I said, exactly, I said, either you watch or don't watch. I don't care, but don't half-ass it and think you know what's going on. Don't assume you make an ass out of you and me. You assume.
Well,
I would rather you not watch and not comment than say something that's stupid. Todd did the same thing. Wait.
Well, all right, but this is why I don't comment as much because I'm afraid now. Because if I don't watch every second of the video, I might say something.
No, see, and this is what I said to Todd. You don't have to watch every second, but did you at least watch the part about you so you know what you're fucking talking about? So if you watch some of my stuff, you can comment on the parts you actually watch and understand. But then again, even when you watch something, you don't understand it half the time. So you can always ask for clarification. That's all you have to do. Yeah, it's very simple.
But
and that's why actually I give you guys my blessing because I remember Donna and I had this problem once. I said, Donna, you and DUM belong together. I find myself repeating myself 10 times before DUM gets it. Same thing there's one time with Donna, I had to repeat something 10 times before she got it. I'm like, my God, you people belong together. How many times am I repeating myself until?
Do you remember that? She don't remember that. So okay.
It's like being happy for us.
Case in point, though, she don't remember.
I do. So, I have a terrible memory.
Yeah, as do I. But our mind is all scattered, and and so we can't focus on whatever.
You don't even remember me coming to visit you. It meant nothing. It was total blur. You've wiped that from your memory.
I remember that. That was a highlight of my life.
No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. No, it was a highlight of my life, not yours. Your highlight was visiting Todd and then moving to in with Donda. So don't give me the highlight of my life bullshit.
No, it was the highlight of my life. Yes, I'll never forget it.
Okay.
But I'm just saying, if it were me, I know it's not you, but if it were me and Todd said that, yeah, it'd be like a gut punch. And so I felt bad for you, but yeah,
you don't, because that's what I'm getting at. You and apparently Todd don't get me. And I'll later on I'll share a screen and explain. I didn't have a gut punch. I had more of a numbnuts. Todd, did you actually watch any of it? Like your comment doesn't line up with anything I said, you fucking idiot. So I was actually more like, what a dum-dum. The guy's still philosophical genius. But I remember one time Todd was in my chat and you got upset with me because I was criticizing him and you're like, you can't talk that way to Jesus. And I'm like, why not? So yeah, I don't have the Chad. I don't have the Todd. Well, he's Chad. I don't have the Todd worship. I think Todd's just a genius, but I don't, I'll call him out in his bullshit. But
that's where you're wrong, OC, because I never called him Jesus. You always did.
I did.
I tried to treat him like a regular guy, and I ask him regular questions, and then you're like, "Oh, you can't ask Jesus this."
Well,
so,
when did I ever say that? I said you asked him some dumb question about Raymond. I'm like, do you think he gives a shit about that? Come on. But I didn't say you couldn't question Jesus. I said ask questions that count, not stupid shit. That's what I said.
Well, but I was trying to get him out and talking and. Trying to get them opened up again.
You can't do that with a fucking hermit spurg. It doesn't work that way. That was the wrong course of action.
Well, apparently I failed, and then he just ignores me, and yeah, I don't know. I guess all we can do is just take them for we see it like you say a Bigfoot sighting once in a while, and that's all we get. So.
Speaking of what we got, what did you get for Thanksgiving? What did she make? Did she get any Indian corn or
Indian corn?
Well, she made the traditional Thanksgiving meal: the stuffing, the turkey, the corn, and then she threw in a little different with a little bit of salad, and the pumpkin pie. Oh yeah, potatoes, yeah.
Well, I'm curious. Do they eat I mean, I know they don't celebrate Thanksgiving. Do they eat turkey occasionally or pumpkin pie, or it's not very common?
Not pumpkin pie. No.
So
that's the first time I've ever eaten it, and first time I've ever made.
Yeah, she didn't really like it, so the whole pie is for me. Yeah, but
I
love pumpkin pie.
Brother Click loves. I should have gotten a pumpkin. I got the ice cream cake. Bro, see, pumpkin pie is a staple of American Thanksgiving. So you have it in Australia, but you don't eat it too often. Okay.
We don't have it in Australia at all. So we don't even have canned pumpkin. So I had to, cook the pumpkin from scratch, mash it, and then do all the things. And I was like, this is strange because it's sweet.
It took her all day for this. She had to go to the supermarket and she had to buy all the things and cook this all day. So I was very appreciative. It was very good.
Well, seriously, I'm not criticizing Donda's cooking. I'm sure it was good, but did it taste like American food, quote unquote, or it tastes like?
That's exactly what I was saying. Now, does it taste like America?
Yeah, because she follows a recipe, and so it's the same. Turkey's turkey for one. Mashed potatoes. You can't mess it up. Corn's the same. Stuffing you can kind of mess up, but stuffing tastes really similar, and the pumpkin pie tastes the same. So
even though because most Americans because pumpkin pie is so common, ubiquitous, you just buy the pumpkin pie filling and make it. You actually took the time to grind up a pumpkin, but it still came out.
We didn't have the canned pumpkin. I was like, how am I going to do this?
Right.
So I had to,
And it's a lot of work. I did it once in my life, a long time ago.
But you're saying it still came out tasting like real pumpkin pie. She got it right.
Yeah, it was really good.
Okay.
But they also don't have Cool Whip. And so she tried to use something else and
sweet sort of cream, but it wasn't like but maybe like whipped cream, would that work next time?
It could.
I think Cool Whip.
Cool Whip's a bit different. Yeah. Do you have Ready Whip? Ready Whip is more of a whipped cream. Ready Whip or
Yeah, it's basically like ice cream. Except like it's not ice cream, but it tastes kind of like
it's that. Like Cool Whip is like a frozen whipped cream. Whipped cream is usually
Yeah. She's checking if they can get it.
Called Dream Whip.
Dream Whip?
Whipped dairy. Whipped cream. We have whipped cream, but it's
can maybe put some sugar in the
Yeah.
Oh,
Does
sorry,
whipped cream
sugar.
come in a can? Does it come in a can and they spray it?
Yeah, we do have it like that. Yeah. Would that
So-
be the same as Cool Whip? I don't know. Anyway, well,
Yeah.
I'm going to say something, and people say American cuisine is shitty. People like Europeans. Oh, Americans eat
Yeah.
garbage. I think our cuisine, no offense, is better than our. You don't have Cool Whip or whipped cream really, and you don't have pumpkin pie. It's like no, you don't have biscuits. No offense, I think American cuisine is better than Australia. American cuisine might be disgusting. Australian cuisine is like non-existent. I'm like, well, what are you people eating all day if you don't have like
They eat kangaroo, wallaby.
koala.
Yeah. Pick up stuff off the side of the road they run into.
Vegemite it made me a Vegemite sandwich. Okay,
Yeah.
Vegemite.
Yeah. But yeah, living here though for the past 5 months, it's really taken the mystique out of the land down under. It's pretty much the same as America, with more Indians and Asian people than what we have.
Well, no, stop. Here's where I'm going to cut you off. Australia and America are both big countries geographically. In Waynesboro, you don't have a lot of Orientals or subcontinental Indians. In Jersey, we got a shit ton. So it's not just about America versus Australia. It's where you live. In southern Pennsylvania, not so much. In New Jersey and New South Wales, so that's not an America versus Australia thing. It's about population. You understand? Hagerstown, Maryland doesn't have a lot of Indians. You saw me walking around Princeton that one night. I'll do another walk around video. Arabs, Indians, Orientals. So it's not just America versus Australia. It's metropolitan area. So it sounds like where you're living now. If you were to move to New Jersey, you'd say the same thing. Look at all these Chinese people. Look at all these Indians. What the hell's going on here? Yeah. So that's not country. That's geographic part of a country.
So
I want to clarify that.
It's just
Remember we were in Waynesboro. Stop. We were in Waynesboro. We saw one Negro, and you're like, yeah, they're moving up from Hagerstown. You got one black dude on the corner. That's it. In Jersey, it's like fucking, it's like the UN. Or okay, but yeah.
Yeah, so it's because the white people are a global minority, and there's 1 billion Indian. There's over 1 billion Chinese. That's not even counting all the other Asian groups, and there's not very many of us. And so they pour out of their countries because there's too many of them, and they come to ours. And now it looks like a little India and Parramatta and Jersey, wherever you are. And so,
when you say they come, wait, you gotta be clear. Okay, Donna is an Australian. I'm an American. I don't know what you are now. When you say they come to ours, what do you mean ours? You mean America or Australia? Are you one of us or one of them? What do you mean by ours?
What was I referring to? I don't even know what.
You said these non-white people flood our country. Which country?
Well,
our U.S.
I think the Western countries. Yeah. And so, and it's just there's so many more of them. The rich people of these high population countries like China and India could buy Australia alone. Yeah, because there's so many of them, and there's just so few people here in Australia comparatively.
And in Australia, you don't have a lot of Hispanics, Latinos, mestizos, no Mexicans.
I don't know if I met any. She said,
but not a lot.
No, because that's the one difference is this. The Spics that come to the USA are poor. They walk. They literally walk here or take caravans. They're poor. But if you're in India or China or Saudi Arabia, you got to be rich to get to the USA or Australia. So we've got a lot of working. I don't mind the Spics because they're working class. They're here to work. The Spics walk here. Australia is an island, effectively. It's a giant island continent. So you don't have like poorer migrants. You've got people buying their way in. We have that here with the Indians and the Arabs. And it's disgusting how
we have both. We have a lot of students that come in from India and China, and so they'll come in that way via a student visa, and then they'll get maybe a job and get sponsored, and then they can have their family then come over and they sponsor them.
But it's very expensive.
It is expensive, yeah, but it's not impossible. And I think way back when it wasn't expensive, and so that was a common way to get.
It was almost 10,000 Australian for me.
Refugees and stuff.
Yeah, refugees get the visas for free, right?
Yeah.
But
Donda is of a Jewish background, right? Your ancestors were like Romanian Jews or some shit. So in a way, you're kind of also destroying Australia. Your people. Am I correct here or what?
My sister did the ancestry DNA. She had 1% Ashkenazi Jew, but the rest was like England, Wales, Ireland, Bavaria.
Well, we all got 1% of something.
Yeah.
I mean, You know,
What
No, I
about
haven't done that.
unclassified? Some of that Neanderthal DNA. We've all got a little bit of something, but yeah. So yeah.
oh, that reminds me, see. So in the message that didn't go through, I said, "Are you growing your glorious beard back? Because it seems like you are."
No, I actually want to shave it off. So I want to get a haircut and shave. I was actually going to do a live shave. I might do it tonight before the stream ends. If you go to bed, you can watch it later. I might do it. Remember, I did that video where I dressed up as a monk and I shaved in front of the mirror. That was a video. I've thought about doing the same thing, but live, doing a live shave. What do you think? A live shave?
No, I don't like it. I liked your glorious beard. It was very stately and masculine and manly, and I liked your big beard.
But
Did you like
but it's hiding. It's
Not
hiding
fun.
my Greek god jawline. By that,
Yeah.
I don't mean to explain to Donna. I'm not of Greek ancestry. The Greek in ancient Greece, they would depict the gods as like, square jawed. I want to show you my beautiful square jawed Greek god style Greek god jawline, and all this hair is covering it up. I mean,
Is your jaw chiseled by Zeus himself, as Mechanic Creature always says?
no. Zeus started the process, didn't finish, and he told me, he came down, he said, "You got to go out to Waynesboro before this dude leaves for Australia. He'll finish the process. Zeus started it. You improved it. You remember that thing? I won't go into detail because I don't want to get I don't want to get banned. You know what we did off camera, and I think you perfected my yeah. You know what we did. Yeah, so you perfected it.
No.
I told her everything. I see.
Oh, you told her? Well, that's why we both call you Zeus. We're like, wow, Zeus. We both call you Zeus because we know what you can do. You're like a god to us. Now, would you like to say hello to either?
I think you should shave it a bit. I think you
What's
should
that?
shave it. I think you should shave the beard a bit, but leave a
Okay.
little bit of stubble.
Okay, so a bald American chud tells me to keep it because it looks good. A very pretty older Australian lady with a great accent says I should shave it. Who do I go with? Who do I listen to? James, who should I listen to? You or your lady here?
Yeah, I know. I want to listen to me either. I'm just saying I liked it, but
I know you do. Dude. All right, I'll say this. You were very people said I was all huggy buggy. Off camera, you were very fingery, as you recall. You remember that, yeah.
Oh.
Let's say if I shave it off, I can mail it to you. You want to mail me? You want to send me what, like a candy bar? I'll send you my my beard stubble. We'll do an exchange.
all right. I'm down.
Now, I don't want to keep you guys. It's Friday night. I'm sure you've got a lot to do, and maybe you're just tired. But would you like to, for a few minutes, talk to either Denmark guy and or Dev Pike, either or do you not want to?
Of course.
Which one? Pick one, or do you want both?
I don't know.
That's Donna is the brains. Put Donna on. Donna, who do you want to talk to? Dev Pike or Denmark guy or both?
Why can't we have both?
You can and you will, my lady. But you can't. You can't have me.
Oh.
He always does this. Hey,
No, I'm here. Go ahead. It gets kind of cluttered, but go ahead. Danny, you're on. They've been waiting patiently to talk to Donna. You guys are on. What's up? Everyone, take turns.
I'm not in the same league as this guy, as this Denmark guy. There's no fucking way I'm accepting that.
I would initiate
whatever it is.
My first sentence. My first sentence is just to wish you all a warm and happy Thanksgiving. I hope it was filled with good food, cozy moments, good people.
I'm gonna kick everyone off. It's like just for a minute, just temporarily. Thank you, a Dane. Thank you. An Australian girl, thank you. An Englishman, thank you. Even DUM is left. I'm the only one who celebrates Thanksgiving. But anyway, let's go back. Okay, you're all back on. I'm sorry. Come on back, Danny. I thought it was funny how we've got everyone here is foreign. Even my countryman James has flown the coop. So yes, everyone's saying Happy Thanksgiving. I'm the only real American here. But okay,
and
but continue.
I can add that in Northern Europe we don't have pumpkin. We don't have the pumpkin stuff. We only have it for Halloween. But it's really rare that we eat it. I have never in my life, as far as maybe I have tasted it in another cake. Maybe it has been part of the ingredients. But as far as I know, I have never tasted pumpkin in my life.
I've never actually tried pumpkin at all.
Yeah, that's correct.
Wow. Okay. Well, we roast it. We will. Dev probably knows this too. You probably do the same, Dev. Roast potato. You have your baked dinner. So we'll roast pumpkin, roast potatoes.
So it's like
Yeah,
a
yeah.
roast. Yeah, potato. It's a pumpkin chip, right? It's like
No, it's not. It's not a pumpkin chip.
How are you
It's
roasting it?
like no, it's not a chip. It's like a gooey filling. I tell you what, I'll buy a biscuit and I'll buy a pumpkin pie and I'll eat them on camera so you can see what they are. A real biscuit and a real pumpkin
I'm
pie.
talking about the roasting of it. Are you roasting it like a chip, potato
No,
chip?
no. You're getting confused. She's talking about roasting potatoes versus mashing up a pumpkin and making it a pie filling. Two different things.
But you could make a chip out of it, by the way.
Yeah,
I'm sure you could, but that's not what a pumpkin pie is.
But
You see, OC doesn't actually know food. My dad's a chef.
Yeah, but he's a British chef.
You're
He's a British chef. So if I need information on eel pie or your shepherd's pie or whatever scones, I'll talk to you. I don't need an Englishman giving me a lecture on pumpkin pie. Okay.
No. He's a classically trained chef in French cuisine. It's crap.
Again, if I need a lecture on escargot or something, we'll go with that. Okay, so I'll start. This is why I take myself off. I get so
Your American fat plastic cheese level is so low.
Again, the whole American cuisine sucks. But if you're in Australia, they don't even have pumpkin pie or biscuits. So I mean, there are worse places in the world. There are worse places in the world. Dom, come back on. Listen, come back on. I'll stop interrupting. Come on. I want you guys to have a nice mingling. I'll be the observer. James,
Yeah.
Donna, I want to see you. There you are. Okay, here. I'll let you guys. Let's change topic. What do you guys all want to discuss since you're all here? Let's not talk about pumpkin pie. Let's talk about something.
Let's discuss food.
I'll add this. In Denmark, we don't have the biscuit.
Brains?
We don't even have the biscuit. So I've never tasted a biscuit. What you call a biscuit is like
you don't have. What do you actually have?
we have like oats. We eat a lot of oats and root vegetables like carrots and parsnips and.
So you live like a peasant on oats and root vegetables.
Yeah. Well.
Yeah, porridge. Now, James.
You live like a peasant.
James, you asked me to bring these people on. Now you're hiding. Come on, man. You can't do what I do. You want to all mingle? I'll go. You said, bring them on. Let's talk to Denmark guy. Let's talk to Danny. And now you're hiding your fucking faces, man. I'm trying to have like a. What? Why?
I'll tell you. I'm not comfortable when those two have an avatar and they're not. I'd rather just have this, and so it looks. I'm matched up with them.
Then I'll do the same thing. Hi. Do you feel comfortable now? You want to see my beautiful beard? You told me how sexy I was. You in real life, you put your fingers through this beard. Now you're acting like, well, I'm gonna hide my face. It's like, what are you doing here?
I did, but just like when I did that interview with Thomas White, I did the avatar thing because he had an avatar. I like to match up.
It's funny. You went to Thomas White. Thomas White came to me, and I was dead serious when I said, he's a nice guy, but if he wants to go, who gives a shit? And you were like, OC's lying. He really wants to talk to Thomas White. I didn't even know who the fucker was. He came to me. You go to people come to me. Like this asshole and this asshole. Now show your fucking faces. I'm the Nestor. You're the Starlings. Show your fucking faces and talk to these idiots. Go ahead.
Okay.
All right. I'll stay here too. Look, I'll stay here too. But you guys, because I don't know what to say. You guys want to talk to Denmark guy and Dev Pike. What do you guys want to discuss?
Well, we have something like a biscuit, but it's called a scone.
Yeah.
Not a scone. Wait, not a scone. A scone.
Yes, but you would say a scone, but we
scone.
Say
SC. Hold on. You're talking about
SCONE. But we pronounce it scone.
How do the British, Danny? How do the British pronounce that word? Scone, right?
No, it's scone. It's more.
So that's interesting. Americans and British say it the same. Scone, if I understand correctly. The Australians call it a scone. Oh, I didn't know that. Scone. Okay.
And Dev Pike, I wanted to ask you something. How come the British spell dispatch with an E? Because over here in Australia, when I go to delivery places, it'll say dispatch on the warehouse door. DESPATCH. And it's very strange. I don't like it.
Because they can't spell. That's it.
Okay, but they said it comes from the UK. And so you're from the UK, so I wanted to ask you, why the hell do you spell dispatch with an E?
No, just look at language, right? Depart with an E. Do you spell depart with an I? Depart, okay. dispatch is removing something in the same manner, and they spell it with an I. Okay.
Oh,
Doesn't
so
make
you're
sense.
saying that we can't spell?
So
No.
that's
You
not,
can't spell.
No, that's not English. No, look
No,
at
I think the difference is stop. Here, there is. No, I'm going to say something. With depart versus part, you can take away the de. You can take away the prefix, and part makes sense. We will never part. Let's depart. So de is a prefix. With dispatch, there's no such thing as spatch. There's no such word as spatch. So there's no need to say dispatch. You can say depart.
Exactly.
Right, but you would never say spatch by itself, so you don't need the de prefix. That makes no fucking sense. You don't speak English. Americans improved it. You're welcome. You're welcome.
DI doesn't mean anything. DI is not deliver. DI.
No,
is
but
not.
But you can say deliver, and livery means transporting people. Deliver means to drop off a package. You can't say spatch. There's no such word as spatch. Instead of dispatch, it's spatch. There's no such fucking word. So dispatch makes no sense. And this is why I turn myself off. You go.
Spell deliver with an I. Deliver looks retarded.
I did not know this.
So, Denmark guy, how do you guys spell that? Why not?
Yeah, but a scone in Denmark is like a cake. It's like a cake thing. You buy it to eat alone as a cake, a scone. So we don't serve the scone with real food.
We will have it with jam and cream, like the British, with tea.
Yeah. You can do that in Denmark also.
I think we are talking about the same thing though. Because I've seen these so-called scones in stores, and they look exactly like a biscuit. Now I haven't tried these.
No. Stop. We have scones in America. They're comparable, but not true biscuits. Scones are bigger, more round on the top, and much drier. No, a British scone is not the same thing as an American biscuit. That's incorrect.
But a biscuit then in the US is a biscuit in the US sweet?
Not dry.
No, it's moist.
Oh, right. Okay. No, I've never tried a
biscuit. A biscuit is ideally moist. They can be dry if you fuck it up. They can be a little sweet or not. They're not really sweet, but they're not quite the same as scones. Scones are big, like semicircles, like a dome, and they're very dry. I know what scones are. Yeah. Biscuits are different. An American biscuit is not the same as a British scone. No, that's not. It's gone. It's gone.
Because a biscuit, if a Danish would be like a cracker, it would be like a sweet cracker, or like a cracker that is not sweet for cheese. That's what a biscuit is for a Dane.
Interesting.
It would not be like it would not be like a dough, like a bread kind of scone-ish, whatever like a wheat kind of bread, like you were describing.
Now, Denmark guy. When we have a treat, we have a treat called a Danish. Now, do you have something called a Danish?
Yeah, but we call it. We don't call it. Let me see. I think we call it a spandau. Let me see. I'll just Google it. We don't call it a Danish.
Okay.
We probably call it Danish because we can't pronounce what theirs is really called.
All right. Okay.
That reminds me of John F. Kennedy. Ich bin ein Berliner. You know what that means? Do you have any idea what I'm talking about? Ich bin ein Berliner. Kennedy. JFK went to Berlin, but before he was assassinated, obviously, and he said, Ich bin ein Berliner. He was trying to say, I am a Berliner. I am a citizen of Berlin. I feel affinity. But in German, you would say, Ich bin Berliner. If you want to say you're German, Ich bin Berliner. Ich bin ein Berliner means I'm a Berliner donut. I'm a Berliner donut. Same thing.
Yes.
Pay attention. I am Danish. I'm from Denmark. I am Danish. I am Danish. I am a Danish. Two different things. I am Danish, meaning I'm a Dane from Denmark. I am a Danish, meaning I'm a fucking pastry. He said, Ich bin ein Berliner, which is actually, I am a Berliner pastry. He should have said, Ich bin Berliner. I am Danish. I am a, subtleties of language, German, English. I am Danish. I am a Danish. Two different things. I'm Danish. I'm from Denmark. I am a Danish.
Why are you talking shells?
Why am I what?
Why are you stocking shelves? You're very smart.
Intelligence means nothing. I'm an ugly fuck with no social skills. I'm a spurg. You yourself are afraid of me. You were the bullshit. You were afraid I would spurg out in your living room. Instead, you had your freak out, whatever you call it. What do you call it? You didn't have not a meltdown. What did you? I watched you. I lived through. I was there with you when you had one of your episodes. You were so afraid. Oh, see, if you come here, you're going to spurg out my living room. Instead, you went nuts. Have you had that problem in Australia, Donna? Have you seen him? Have you seen Jane? Did you remember that? What did you call that? Not a meltdown. What did you used to call it? I called it a freak out. You called it something. Well, yeah. Have you had one? Have you had one since moving to Australia?
I had some, yeah.
Right. So you're asking.
But not
You were
as bad.
afraid. You were afraid. You stereotyped thought I'd spurg out in your living room when you're the one who's having the problem. People think the same thing. This guy's a spurg. He's going to go nuts. Yeah. Thank you, James. So you're in no position to tell me you're too smart to be stocking shelves. Yeah. Bullshit. You thought I'd go nuts in your living room when you ended up going nuts in your living room. And me and my brother lived through it with you. Remember that? You were walking around, pacing, going back and forth like this. Yeah.
I don't think you want to be reminded of it. If you're intelligent, you will know that you won't what you're reminded of be on the fucking floor. So you're not intelligent. So
No, I'm not. I am not. You're absolutely, Danny. I agree. I'm not intelligent. I am not intelligent, and I never claimed to be. It's James here trying to patronize me. But okay, yes.
You said you were Chad and intelligent.
No.
There's narcissism.
He has
where you're
ADHD.
every tree. No, you're not.
Well, I am a Chad. That we all agree on. Donda agrees. DUM agrees. Denmark guy agrees. Even you secretly agree. You just don't want to admit it. Aiden told me in private. I am a Chad. But no, I never said I was intelligent. I'm a moron. I'm a Nazi. I'm a moron. James, come back. Come back to me, Donda. I'm a Nazi moron. Right.
If you're a Chad, you have black women running you over.
Well, I'm not intelligent. I'm not intelligent. It could be
Why are black women running you over?
That you made
because I'm a Chad. We're having a different conversation.
Karen video. Karen short.
Karen Short. Oh yeah, I gotta re-upload that. The black lady going nuts. No, I am not an intelligent. No,
one.
What's that?
We had a run-in with a Karen.
I think of Karen. No, to me, Karens are actually Donna. No offense. You're not a Karen, but a Karen would be you, an older white woman. A Karen wouldn't be a black lady. Karens are white women over 50. Karens are like, we talk about roasties. Karens are white women over 50 who are all bitchy, nasty. That's a Karen. The woman,
Karen.
the nigger bitch, she was like a. Yeah, go ahead. What happened with your Karen? Tell me.
Yeah, yours was a crazy black lady, but we ran into a Karen, and her husband was kind of like a Karen. too.
Yeah, he was just bad.
Yeah.
And then they dinged our car.
Yeah.
Nah.
Assholes.
But at the end of the short, I was like, COC, this just doesn't happen to you. It happens to us as well. There's just crazy people out there. I can't remember exactly what it was.
I also experienced, but one of very few times in my life that a woman went crazy in my hood, and I called the police. I told it.
Too much. Where were we here? Too much babble. I was kicked off. My thing froze up. Too many people here. I'm a spurg. I can't focus. I'm like, huh. All right. So why don't we do this one at a time? If you guys want to get off, let me know. I appreciate being here. I think Danny. We'll start with Danny. We'll let him go first, even though I like Denmark guy a little better. Danny's being a bit of a dick. Danny, you want to share? No, guys, Danny, you want to share a video?
All right.
I want to know more about these Australian Karens. By the way, the Karen starts earlier in the UK. At 30, they become a Karen. It's evolved earlier. In the UK, they're cunts earlier on. It's not 50, it's 30, by the way. You've got it wrong. In the UK, these absolute clowns start at 30 with this because they get pumped and dumped so early. Then they get fucked up. Then at 30, they're roasted. And they're slightly lower down. Then they get aggressive toward.
Well, part of it might be, Dum and I are in our 40s. Donda's over 50. Maybe a 25-year-old can. Maybe a 25-year-old can be a Karen, but when a 25-year-old acts like that, I think of her as a kid. I still think of a Karen as being older than me. So it might be age related because I'm in my 40s. Maybe I'm thinking 50s, 60s for Karen. You're right. Maybe a 30-something is a Karen because I don't know how old Danny is. He says he kept changing his age, and Denmark guy is in his 30s. So yeah, maybe it's an age thing. But okay, continue. What do you guys? Come on,
Yeah, you need to capture a Karen in the wild and show it on video. They're very funny.
I did. I called her more of a nigger bitch, but yeah, I captured that one crazy lady. You people follow me around. There's a storm trying to kill me. Like, okay.
I'm talking about DUM. You need to trigger a Karen, then run the camera, right? and it's
Yeah.
easy to
Yeah,
figure
I
out.
would have filmed it if I had my phone out.
But-
they were just nuts.
But Dev, you made the good point that the point is that I was trying to see that it just doesn't happen to him; it happens to us as well. But
No, but it happens
I
to me.
don't-
Listen. I trigger
I don't
Karens.
make things worse. I walk away and say, "Have a good day." Of course, I came back to our car and it had a big ding in it because they were bastards. But
He's a Chad Spurg, so he incites them. He's a bit like me, but I'm not the Chad. I'm just a Spurg. I incite them. I go full balls out. I'm like this in life.
I don't deliberately incite them. Simply by existing, I incite them. Being a Spurg, so you might encounter a Karen once in a blue moon. They're drawn to me like moths to a flame because I'm a Spurg. So they'll get Karen-y with you once in a blue moon. They get Karen-y with me much more often just for my existence. That's what I'm trying to explain to you people.
And what I'm saying to you is I've worked with Karens and I'm like this with them in real life. That's why I get fired over and over again. Because I'm not like a keyboard warrior. I'll say in their face and then trigger them in the same way that I'm doing to you. I won't back down because I know they're.
Who is he? I don't feel triggered by Danny. Do you guys feel triggered? Who are you triggering right now? I don't understand.
No. So you can't follow the conversation. I said basically when I'm employed.
You said I talk to them the way I do to you. I trigger them the way I trigger you. I'm like I'm missing something here. Do you see me as a Karen? I'm not following. You're right. I'm not following. Elaborate. Articulate.
But you can't listen, so there's no point in me articulating.
Well, I'm a Spurg. It's hard for me to panel. I can't talk to 10 people at once.
Your skill is diminished to such a degree where you're floating in the ether or something. Something's wrong. Take more medication. What I'm saying is that I'm like this in real life. I will just the Karens are everywhere.
I am too, and I'm like this in real life too. And I've had a lot of people fuck that piece of shit. I guess Danny is either really good looking or really intimidating looking, or his quote unquote Karens are really mild. He's never experienced like a real. Has he ever had someone say, "You people are following me around the store. You're trying to kill me. You're coming after my family"? I don't think he's ever experienced what I have, but okay.
Well, that's a new level of Karen called the psychotic Karen.
Yes, I trigger the psychotics. Yes,
there are levels of Karen, right?
Paranoid bitches.
There's a bog standard Karen, 30, 40, 50. You've gone to the higher level, the psychotic Karen on drugs.
yes.
It's like taking all the potions on the
I agree with you. I agree. I trigger the psychotic Karens. Yes.
So
psychotic Karens don't just want anyone; they want a Chad Spurg. So yes, because I'm a Chad, I bring in the psychotic ones. You're too ugly to understand, but if you look like me, you'd be bringing in these, psychotic Karens.
That's exactly right. If you're very attractive like you get a new level of Karen. They almost follow you around, right? The Karen.
Yes. Let's bring a Denmark guy back on. Denmark guy, do you want to say anything to Donna or
He
these
was
other
saying
two?
something about parents.
So a Danish pastry is actually called. We call it two things in Danish. We call it a spandauer, but we also call it wienerbrød, which translates into Viennese bread, like the guy. What the chat we have on? What is it? That Indian
Genesis from Austria. Yes, Vienna, Austria. Yes.
We call it Vienna bread, and in Vienna, in Austria, they call it Copenhagen. In Austria, they call it a Copenhagener plunder.
Don't you think Copenhagen's great because it's got cope in it? That's like the it's literally the kind of is that where all the incels go in Denmark?
but
they're all
in Danish. In Danish, it means to buy. It's like what do you call? It's like a port. It's like a shopping port. Doesn't mean.
Yeah, I think the word you're looking at, like in England they call market towns. Danny would know a market town. I think Coop means to buy. I know what Hagen means. It was the big port, the big center of commerce, a market town, the big market. I think that's what Denmark guy is trying to say. Copenhagen was the biggest Danish market, so it became the cap. I think that's what you're saying, right?
Yeah, but it means the port. Yeah, it's correct. Yeah,
the port. Okay. Yeah. So Copenhagen is Port. What does Hagen mean? Port Hagen?
Yeah, that means a port. Basically, it's a port.
No, what is Hagen? Hagen.
It's a harbor. It's a harbor.
So, what does Cope mean? Port Harbor? The name of the town is Port Harbor?
No. Sorry, it's Cope means Köben. It means to buy, and Havn means a harbor.
Okay, like purchase harbor, purchasing harbor of buying shit. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Okay. Now, while you're all here, Danny wants to share an AI video that Aiden had the idea. And
no, I have the idea. Where are you abstracting this from?
Give me from Aiden himself. Donna, what's the name of that app? What's the name of that app you were talking about before?
Grok.
Grok. Okay. What? Okay, Danny.
Grok is the AI of X. That's it.
Grok. Right. What? Okay, Danny. What app or software are you using? You're also using Grok, or what are you using?
By the way, why are you making up that Eden said that he's the brains of...
Donna is using Grok. Donna, you're using Grok. I'm asking, see, this is why I like talking to you. You'll at least answer questions. He's going on about, Danny, what software do you use? We know that Donna uses Grok. DUM is using Grok. Do you use Grok, or what do you use? Want to share with us?
Mine's Meta AI.
Meta AI. Okay.
That's what Aiden was using too, Meta AI. But
right. Like I said, Aiden said he was the brains, and he gives his ideas to...
Where have you got this shit from?
Aiden himself.
And the source is cooked. So that's not history, bro.
And it's funny. You guys know the song. Danny was singing it to me. I've got the brains, you've got the looks. Let's make some money. I've got the brains, you've got the looks. That's the Pet Shop Boys. So from now on, I'm going to call Aiden and Danny the Pet Shop Boys. Okay, so you're the Pet Shop Boys. You guys collaborate to make your AI, the Pet Shop Boys.
I've sent a link to you, OC, in the chat that shows a phenomena that you might maybe it's probably a Karen. You can see it's a bit.
Well, look at it a minute. I know. Hold on a minute. I know you guys are getting bored. Hang in with us a little bit, and I'll let you guys go. Donna and James. I know you guys are getting bored. I can see that look on your faces. Like, oh god. Stick around 5 more minutes. We'll patronize these assholes, and I'll let you go. Okay. So Denmark guy, we're gonna go through everyone's little videos real quick, and then we'll say goodnight to Donna and James.
Bored, you have to be above the person you're bored to. Again, a narky move, by the way, which I don't accept.
Yes. I'm a narky Chad. Here's what.
If they are bored, they're positioning themselves above everyone else, which I don't accept.
Yes. Oh, they're most certainly narcissists. They're most certainly narcissists. I've never said otherwise. They're most certainly narcissists. Yes.
I'm just pointing out that is a narky move. If you are pretending to be bored when you're talking to someone.
All right. Okay. So
too long, and it has got to stop, and that's what I'm here to say.
How can you deny that? It's funny. That's funny. That's it.
Finally, men have oppressed women for too long, and it has got to stop, and that's what I'm here to say. Why do women run?
Okay. Here's what I'm going to say. First of all, a couple of things.
Explain how that's not gold.
It's not gold yet. You have potential. Here's my problem. First of all, why does he have an American accent? I like the idea of making him an Australian anchor. By the way, Donna, do you call them anchors? Do you call them anchors in Australia? A news anchor? Do you use that term, or is that an American term?
News anchor or the news reader?
And I just want to say one thing first is that just because we look away or we check our phone or something or we side eye or what, it doesn't mean that we're bored. And you simply stating the fact doesn't make it true. And then Dev Pike just
side eye means you're displaying all the signs of it, and then
you're absolutely wrong because I'm not bored. I'm enjoying it. I love coming on here with you and Denmark guy and it's always fun. I love you guys, and it's just I don't know. I sometimes I look away or something. It doesn't mean I'm bored.
Okay, so do you call them news anchors, or you don't use that term? An anchor, as in like an anchor from a ship, a news anchor. What?
Yeah, news anchor or a news reader.
And normally I would turn off the video so you don't see me. But then when I do that, then OC gets upset. So if I had to do something right now,
I'm fine with that.
I'd be free to do so.
All right, fine. Keep your video off for the time being, but before we say goodnight, I want to see you one last time because I got to blow my kisses to the lovely person in the bed there. All right, so here's my criticism. Okay, let me say here. Let's all share our opinions. I'm going to go first. I'll go first, and then we're going to hear what Donna thinks and DUM thinks and Denmark guy thinks. The problem I think see it says News Australia. DBF should sound like DBF, and maybe here, I'll give you some free ideas. I know you need Aiden for ideas. I'll give you ideas. You should be like, Americans are coming to our country and taking our women and the women that they bring with them. I can't get Donda or even a Cassandra because of these damned Americans. And then you can go into Dumb and Donda, and then you can go into this. Okay, that would be funnier. You know what I mean? Like, this is your other video here. Like, I understand. Like, you got to have like a plot line. So no, it's not gold yet. It has potential. But it's got to make sense. I mean, give him an Australian accent, have him bitching, show Dumb and Donda in bed, and then show this video and say they steal our women and they bring their own women. No women for us Aussies. That would be funnier. Breaking news. Make it make sense. That's what I'm saying. Because otherwise, it's just little clips, little snippets of
You're missing the point. The irony is that DBF whines all the time. Then the irony is then he becomes an arch feminist, right? That's the fucking
no. That's not the point at all. The point is, as the content creator, pay attention. As the content creator, you got to make content that's coherent, not just little clips that make sense to you. Give an Australian accent. Breaking. Can you believe this? Here in Sydney tonight, we got one fucking American stealing all women. She should have been mine. And you got another American bringing their own women but not sharing. That would be funny. And then you can show clips of us. That would be funny. What you're doing now, it's not complete. It's a work in progress. You send it out before it's completed. Some people are perfectionists. They spend hours and hours and months and days. They try to get it just right and they waste time. You're the opposite. You're putting out incomplete demos. These are like demos to me. They have potential. I'm not knocking you. I'm not making fun of you. I think you have potential. I just think you're releasing demos before the final product is complete. That's how I feel. What do the others feel? What do you feel, James and Donna and Denmark Guy? Share your thoughts while I take a piss. Because I feel... I'm not knocking Danny. He thinks I'm being a narcissist. You're a narky. No, I think you have potential, but you're not finishing your projects.
I think OC is punching down right now.
What was that?
I don't like it.
Yes, I am. But for punching down for a reason, not to be narcissistic and say, fuck you. Punching down and try tough love. It's tough love because we got potential here, but he's wasting his potential.
Okay.
Okay. Also, you've got this guy whose yardstick is who is it? Doggo or whoever? No, Kevin Midbanks. That's the yardstick, and I'm claiming that yardstick is bullshit. That's it. You're cooked. If that's the yardstick you're going against, explain how. Why am I listening to your critique? That's it. You're cooked on that. You've got no taste. Also. I've only got 5 seconds to work with. I'm only allowed to create a clip of 5 seconds.
You can't. I've actually realized that. Let me just finish the fight. When you go to work, you as an animal, you get domesticated throughout the work. You get tamed like a wild animal, becoming more soft. And I can see that the OC have become more domesticated. Through his work, he's still wild.
You'll never tame the OC.
I think it's your prayers to God, Denmark Guy, that has helped, and you exorcise the demons.
Yeah, but he's still wild, really a wild animal. Like he's a wild animal.
Well, Dev Pike, I like those AI creations.
I don't think I'm not making any more. It's too much. I'm not getting the feedback.
Well, obviously he's giving feedback, but he's being too I don't know. Well,
no, but I don't think he gets the joke. The joke is that DBF becomes an arch feminist, even though everything that comes out of his mouth is borderline misogynist. Right? The joke is he's the complete opposite. How is he not getting the joke? Can he not understand English or something? What? I don't understand. It wouldn't be a joke if he behaves in the same manner that he does all the time, right? It would just be a continuation of his lies.
True.
Complaining about women. So where's the joke in that?
I'm back. What I wanted to say was, if anyone was wondering, my little potatoes came. My little potatoes came out fascinating. They came out like delicious. Brother Click loved them. I left them on the grill. We ate our steak. I left them on the grill. I flipped them. They were on for like an hour. They're nice and soft. From Chris. And anyone was wondering, little potatoes came out fabulous, marvelous. Now, what are we talking about?
Salt. You should put a little salt on them.
Yeah, you should always eat a highly refined starchy carbohydrate like that should be eaten together with some fat.
That's good for absorption.
Yeah, it slows the absorption. You know, basic nutrition advice is not taught in we. You know, in Denmark we are taught how to
That's
cook
because
food.
he's American. He doesn't know about food. Again, displaying his lack of knowledge about food. Right?
Yeah. Young leads are trying to kill you. Yeah.
You know, we got a lady who's never had a pumpkin pie. Yeah, never had a biscuit, but I know nothing about food. If it wasn't for potatoes, you wouldn't have had so many Irish exploding. This New World vegetable really saved the fucking Irish. So you can sustain yourself in potatoes, sure.
Yeah, they're made for people who work on farms, like standing up 8 hours a day, like fucking plowing through the. That's how we Danes were, but we are not like that anymore. It's machines, everything. You know?
I wonder what's your name thinks of potatoes.
Who?
I can't remember.
Why are you celebrating for Thanksgiving in Australia? I don't get it either. That doesn't make sense to me.
Well, I was cooking it for James so he, could have something from home just because I didn't know whether he'd missed.
And listen, I want to say something.
It's
It's okay.
of Thanksgiving.
It's okay to ask questions, but we clarified this. They don't celebrate American style Thanksgiving in Australia. Donna did it specifically for James to make him feel like he was back at home. She explained all this. So, don't get it. You're in Australia. Why are you making pumpkin pie? This was all explained. Danny, you're not. Your problem, Danny, your problem is you criticize me for not, quote unquote, following the conversation, and then you say redundant things that make it clear you're not paying attention. This has all been established. I criticize people when they need to be criticized. It's a very narky move not to pay attention and act like, don't get it. Why are you making pumpkin pie in Australia? She explained all this. This has been established. We're not going back in circles here. Just come on, man. Pay attention.
I was asleep. Doesn't work.
Of course, you're always asleep. Go back to sleep. Denmark guy, how are you?
I would like to request an update on the black mold that me and Dom had spotted a couple of months ago.
The update, I'm going to upload some videos. The landlord is coming up. He doesn't live around here. I haven't seen him in a long time. He wants to come in December. I got bold. I said, listen, what are your plans? He wants to kick us out late February, early March. I told my brother panicked. I said, I'm going to talk to the guy. I said, listen, you've been good to us. We will get out by July 1st. You need warm weather to fix the house up. We need warm weather to move. I'm going to talk to him in December. I don't give a fuck about the mold or the leaks anymore. I know my time here is coming to an end, so I just don't give a shit. When we move out, he'll probably spend, because he's not going to sell this as is. He wants to fix it up and then sell it for a profit. So I know what he wants to do. He wants us out. He's coming in December. I'll talk to him face to face, man to man. I'll tell him, listen, man, you've been good to us. We've been good to you. You want us out in February, March. I get it. We're not leaving till July. We'll be out hell high water July 1st. And if we move out sooner, great. But you can't kick us out in the middle of the winter, especially with tax time with the documents. I said, no, not going to happen. So I don't care about any black molds or leaks. I'm moving out of here. He'll figure it out. And so basically, I'm just going to let it ride. What happens, happens. It's probably getting bigger and worse. It was leaking. We had some heavy rain the other day. It was so cold today because there's no more humidity. It rained yesterday, the day before. So today was bitterly cold because all the humidity. But when it was raining a couple days ago, it was leaking again. I heard drop, drop, drop. So, but this house is 30 some odd years old, close to 40 years old. He's going to have to do some serious work to it. And since we're leaving sometime within the upcoming months, within the year, I don't give a damn about black mold or leaks or anything anymore. I just don't give a shit. I'll do the minimum. If I'm still here in the spring, I'll mow the grass, cut the lawn, but I'm not going to go nuts worrying about major repairs. So that's the update.
Yeah, but think about it logically. It's not your house. If he wants to sell it, he will have you repairing the mold. That is your issue. You have to leave the house how you got it.
No, right.
It's
what
not
would happen?
It's not an either or. That's how it works.
No.
Otherwise, you default on your deposit. By the way,
Are you done?
In reality,
I'll explain. Let's say he said to me, I don't
So
want to sell the house.
And leave. No, I don't think so. You're in a world of your own.
I'll explain. If he said, I know he wants to sell the house now. Let's say he said, I have no desire to sell. I want to keep this house forever and ever, and you can keep living here forever and ever. Then I would say, well, okay, that's fine, but it needs major repairs. And I'd point all that shit out to him. So if he had said to us, I don't want to sell, as long as you want to stay here, you can stay here. Stay here for the next 10 years. If that were not that I want to, but if that were the case, then yes, Danny, I would say, well, you're the homeowner. Here are your responsibilities. And I'd point that shit out. I don't even give a fuck because I'm not going to be here a year from now. So that's what I'm getting at. If it was like if we're gonna keep living here for another 10 years, then I would have to point all this stuff out, go around with him, show him this shit. That's what I'm getting at. But because I'm moving out, I'm not even gonna bother. Let him figure out what's wrong. That's what I'm saying. Because we're getting out within a year, I'm not gonna point out any major repair issues because I'm not gonna be living here. Do you understand?
It's just weird. If as a homeowner, I would be worried about it. Maybe I would not fix it ASAP, but I would be on alert regarding it because it can spread.
I don't understand. There's no decision. You're acting as if you're owning the house. This is nonsense. The guy will have an inspection of the house after you leave or before you leave. What's wrong with this? Is the roof bad? Is there mold? You will have to fix the problems before you leave. Otherwise, I don't care where you are. You're in a world of your own, bro. If you have the kitchen, you have to fucking clean the kitchen before you leave.
Yes.
If it's mold, you have to fix the mold before you leave.
No.
There's
Let me explain. Christ, you guys are morons. In the lease, there are certain things the tenant is responsible for, certain things the owner is responsible for. We would have to clean the kitchen. I got like a month to clean. He's coming late December. Clean the kitchen. That's on me. A leaky roof. That's on him. If I were going to live here for the next 10 years, I would say to him, the roof is leaking. You got to fix it. That's your responsibility. I never wanted to point this stuff out because as soon as I pointed it out, he'd want to kick us out. So I never pointed it out. That's a roof is the landlord's responsibility. A messy kitchen is the tenant, my responsibility. So it depends on what the issue is. It goes by money. You can clean a kitchen. A roof repair, thousands of dollars, that's on him. Like if the heater or the air condition goes, that's on him. If a doorknob breaks, that's on me. If a sink needs to be fixed, that's on me. Minor repairs are on the tenant. Major repairs are on the landlord. Do you understand?
Yeah, it's the same thing in Denmark.
But if it's an issue of how you're living, it's your problem.
Yeah, but as long as he has reported it to the landowner, he has nothing. He can't be held responsible.
Yeah, but he's not saying whether the landowner has or hasn't agreed. He's just making it up.
I'm not making. No, first of all, stop. I'm not making anything up. I haven't spoken with him face to face. I don't know how it's going to go. I'm telling you what my plan is. I didn't make anything up. I'm not saying, yes, I spoke to the landlord, everything's fine. I said, I'm going to tell him these are major repairs. You want to flip the house anyway. That's on you. So what am I making up? I'm trying to explain to you when the landlord comes, because now I know he wants us out February, March. I'm going to try to push to July. It'll probably be somewhere in between. And I don't care about major repairs. That's his problem. He owns the house. I don't care about any major repairs. So I don't understand what it is I'm making up.
But do you care about your health and the health?
Your health. It's how you've lived in the house. So it's your problem, pal. If you fuck up the carpet, it might be expensive, but you have fucked up the carpet.
No, see, there's one other thing you don't realize. This guy has owned this house for decades. He put zero money into it, zero money. And he knows this. This he does know. He might not know how bad it is. But I'm going to say to him, listen, man, we were your tenants for all these years. You never patched the roof. You never fixed the air conditioning. You never did these things, man. We lived with it. We didn't complain. You didn't do your responsibility. So fuck you. Now you can do your responsibility. So the point is, you're saying we didn't point it out to him. He knows damn well that a lot of these houses around here had to get new roofs put on because the houses are old enough that the roofs are leaking. So he's well aware of this, but he said, I'm not going to take any action. We had a couple dead trees. I said to him, I do basic landscaping, cut the grass, minor shit. There were two large, mature ash trees, green ash trees. And the green ash tree is dying. You look it up. Look up the green ash. Green ash is a North American tree. It's being destroyed by a Chinese beetle that's been imported. And I told this guy multiple times, I said, listen, these trees are dead. They're effectively dead. They're going to be effectively extinct. They'll still send up shoots, but they'll never grow to maturity. In my lifetime, I've watched the green ash go effectively extinct. He knew about this for years, and he said, no, let's not remove the trees until the township says we have to. Take no action until he was a cheapskate. Finally, we got a letter from the township saying, you've got some dead green ashes that have been there for over 5 years. You got to remove them. I sent him the letter, and then he said, okay. I paid for it, deducted it from rent. So he's very much a cheapskate, and, he wants to skirt his own responsibilities, and it's going to come home to roost. What's the saying? It'll come home to roost. The chickens will come home to roost. That's one example with the green ash. I told him years ago when my father had a stroke, was in the facility. Me and my brother moved back in here to save my mother. I said, these green ash trees are dead. They've been dead for fucking 5 years. We got to remove them. No. Don't spend money until we have to. And we finally had to. He got the official letter. Then we spent the money. So it's on him. So what are you calling me a liar about? I'm trying to what? You don't even know the circumstance.
Is infected with black mold right now. We can hear it. The black mold is talking through you.
Yes.
To us.
Better to be black mold than white mold, you fucking cracker. I'm black mold. Now, enough of this. I think our two bored friends. That's why they turn. Danny, you're right about that. They turn their camera off because they're bored. They'll say they're not, but they're lying.
No, but the point is
here's the point. The point is, you shut up. You shut up, guys. If you want to say goodnight, we can say goodnight. I know we're
not ready yet.
Oh, good.
No,
I don't know. When Todd used to panel, he would have like 6 or 7 guests on, and he would lose track. It's hard for a sport to keep track. If you're cool with this, you're more than welcome to stay. I'm trying to be like, I'm trying to use cognitive empathy. Is my precious Donna, is she bored with this? Don't stay around to be polite. If you want to go, you can go, but let's say our goodbyes.
No, we want to stay, goddammit. You got to listen to what we're saying. I'm telling you, I'm enjoying it. If I wasn't, I would make some excuse, like you always say.
Yes, you're good at making stupid excuses. Yeah. That's the thing. You're a very poor liar. I mean, it's so obvious. I'd rather you just say, "OC, go fuck yourself," than I'm busy right now, because you're such a poor liar. It's like insult. It's more insulting. It's more insulting for you to lie to me than say, "Go fuck yourself." But anyway, if you're cool with staying, what do you think? I don't understand what Danny's trying to get at. My landlord knows this house needs a lot of work. He's a fucking cheapskate. I mean, it's not my problem. There's black mold or a broken air conditioner. That's on him. I don't give a shit. He knows.
Well,
you don't want to.
What I want to ask, though, we'll get back to that, because you brought up a good point about your dad having a stroke, and I'm sure the Denmark guy wants to know, is the stroke thing, is it a family history? Is it just a one-off with him? Or do you have a family history of it? And if you do, are you taking any kind of precautions to protect yourself and Brosi from a stroke?
Yeah, we're both on statin medication. Is it family? I don't think anyone else. I can't remember my grandparents having strokes. There's no known family history, but maybe it was my mother's cooking. You never know. It could be my mother's cooking. But yeah, we do have high cholesterol, so I'm on like a torvastatin, and my brother's on some other kind of statin medicine for cholesterol. My father, back in his 50s, my father was issued some kind of statin pill. He refused to take it. That he probably wouldn't have had a stroke if he had taken his meds. He didn't. Oh. Now, as a fucking stroke retard, he takes all his pills, but he was the type, I'm not taking this pill. I'm not old yet. I don't need that. So he kind of brought it upon himself by not taking the proper precautions. Yes, I should change my diet. My cholesterols and triglycerides are high. I don't want to have a stroke, and I don't have a son to take care of me the way I did for that fucking ingrate. But my father refused to take his meds. Me and my brother are taking the meds. So hopefully that'll help.
Good.
Yeah, that's keep your blood sugar in check, your LDL and triglycerides low, and your blood pressure normal to low. Yeah, that's fine. So yeah, but if you take a statin, you can.
One more. I want to hear about the statin. One thing I got to say real quick. I weighed myself the other day. I've lost 10 pounds. The lifting, the lugging, all the breakdown of palate. Plus, I haven't been drinking as much. I've actually lost 10 pounds. So the one good thing about this job, it's a pain in the ass. It's wage slaving, but it's my exercise. So anyway, what were you saying? Go ahead. Go back. Taking a statin, yes, blah, blah, blah.
That's true. It's good that you're exercising. Yes, I like that.
Yeah, that's good, yeah. But you're grilling. Yeah, I don't know what you eat besides what you show us. So, but you grill me. Grilling can be, you know, an occasional thing when you're socializing because you enjoy it, but maybe not every day because, you know, the charcoal releases a lot of, you know, chemicals. Carcinogens. Yeah, exactly. Carcinogens.
Yes, there you go.
That could be one thing I would recommend you. That could be easy for you to do. Maybe not. Don't stop it. You know, enjoy it once in a while, but maybe not every day, half of the year, or something like that. You know?
He's balling every single day of the week. That's
yeah.
Can I go back and say something?
You're hold on a minute. I've said this 1,000 times. I'm going to say this one more time. I made a promise to myself. I will stream every grill I do this season. So I did grill quite a bit, but anytime I grill, you see it. My last grill was over a month ago, I think, at least 2-3 weeks ago. So no, I am not grilling every day. Every time I grill, I stream. So you can go back and count my streams for the year 2025. Those are the times I grilled. I do not grill every day. Every time I grill, I stream on my phone. You don't see me streaming every fucking day with a grill. So when you see me streaming, that's my grill. I haven't done any off-camera, off-stream grills. So you've seen all. It's a lot, but not every day because I stream every grill. So go back and count my grill streams, and that's how many times I've grilled for this season. I've said this 1,000 times. So no, I don't grill every day. No. You're right.
Yeah, I would recommend you to one thing. You know, pick the biggest apples that are nearest you, and for me, that has been to drink. If you want to drink something sweet, drink something that is with no sugar and use artificial sweeteners. Okay, that's what I'm saying. And sweeten your tea and coffee with with the artificial sweeteners. Okay?
No, it's drink straight urine. That's exactly what you should be drinking. By the way, can I go back to what you were saying about?
Well, as far as straight urine goes, I tried that for the first time in a place called Waynesboro or Zillinger, Pennsylvania. It was delicious. And the guy whose urine I drank, he told me, he said, if you think American urine is good, you got to try Australian urine. I said, really? He goes, yeah, when I went to Australia, and this lady friend of mine gave me her urine. So instead of a candy bar, why don't you guys send me some Australian female urine? Because I've had American male urine from Pennsylvania, Hagerstown, Maryland area. I'd like to have some Australian New South Wales urine because he ranted and raved about it.
It's the black mold talking. The black mold is talking.
Shut the fuck up. I've always been. This is the Spurg talking. I've been like this all my fucking.
It's called yellow gold for a reason. Yellow gold from the Gold Coast, right?
Exactly. Have you already tried Waynesboro urine?
Yellow gold from the Gold
Coast.
Coast.
Are you guys listening? Donna is trying to explain to Dumb what I just said because they're not paying attention. Okay, James, if you want to go bye-bye, just say so. If you're not listening, you're a poor liar, James. We know you're not paying attention. Donna has to explain it to you because you're not listening. That's why you shut your camera off. Like I said, I'm dead serious. You don't have to lie. Just be honest. Say, we're getting bored with this. I'll respect that. I hate being lied to. James, you're a terrible liar. And you're starting to piss me off now.
Jesus Christ. He went to go get onion rings and then he came back and I was explaining what you had said when he was getting his onion rings.
Dev Pike says, I like drinking urine. I said, I never tried urine for the first time until I visited Waynesboro, Pennsylvania. And as much as I loved American male urine, James himself said, Australian female urine from New South Wales is even much better. So he's tried it and he wants to send me some. So yes, I've tried American man urine. I want to drink some Australian female urine. You guys make that happen.
I'm sure we could sell some.
In Denmark, at the biggest festival, they collect the urine.
The whole premise of drinking urine. Again, you've missed out the person that actually.
You can do it. You just need to treat it. You know, in Denmark, they collect the piss at the festivals and they produce beer with it and they sell it. It's correct. Yeah,
that's just made up.
We're joking around. Denmark guy actually does drink urine. Okay, fascinating. We're learning a lot about each other.
I go back to the thing. The proof's in the pudding. That guy who's a cheapskate will cheapskate you, right? He will put everything on to you because he is a cheapskate. The mold at the top, that's your fault. You have to pay. You're not connecting the dots. Your dot connection is fucked up. Connect the fucking dots, bro. Every single problem
again. Yeah, stairs. You call it, I say stairs. You think you're 2 or 3 stairs ahead. I'm even further ahead. You have to understand something. when I was when I was growing up, we moved around a lot. My parents were always out of money, always bankrupt, always buying shit they didn't need. We came to this house when I was 17. I lived here when I finished up high school. I lived here in college. I commuted. I lived here into my 20s. Brother Click and I moved out. My sister moved out. My parents still lived here. My father worked. My mother worked. Eventually, my mother retired. My father kept working. He had the stroke. We moved back in here. The takeaway here is over 20, not quite 30 years ago, 27 years ago, my parents and this guy signed a lease. Things have changed dramatically. Originally, he used a realtor. I don't know what you call him in England. He had a realtor. Then he was using his friend who lived around here. Then we got to a verbal lease. In other words, things are so different that even if he said, the black mode, your fault, the black mode, what's your black mode, the black mode. Even if he said something stupid like that, I would say to him, no, man, I will counter fight. I will fight him on it. There are tenants' rights. He wanted to sell this house like back in 2018, but then COVID hit. My father had the stroke. COVID hit. I'd moved back in. So we're in a limbo. He's my parents' age. He's in his 70s. I think I'm dealing with his kids. I'm making it clear to them, no, if we don't get our deposit back, our deposit from fucking, 1998, life will go on. My parents put down a deposit of a few $1,000s. If we don't get that back, life goes on. No, I will fight him. I'll say there's tenants' rights. We'll get out of your fucking house. This is your mess to fix. And I don't think he'll mind in the sense that if this house were fixed up, if he puts in like 10 grand to fix it, he'll probably get the return on his money. So what you're saying could be true, but there's other factors. We have what's called a verbal lease at this point. The original lease still exists, but it's totally like non-applicable, where it's a very unique situation here. So even if he'll try to play that game, I'll fight him. And I don't think he'll take me to court. I really don't. I don't think he will. He just wants to get this. His kids want to get this house sold. So I don't have your concern because there's more to the history, Danny, that you don't understand. I'll tell you about it, but there's other stuff going on you don't understand. You know what I mean? Like it's not like I rented from this guy 5 years ago. My parents and this guy go back 25, 30 years. It's a whole different weird scenario. Go ahead. You can tell me why I'm wrong. I'll listen, but you don't understand the history.
I understand. Anyway, the point is that if you go back a little bit, because I have a memory that's not like a goldfish, you said to Off-Grid that you don't have support from your parents, yet you just stated that your parents staked you the deposit. You have had help in the past from your parents. Explain in detail.
If you were listening, I'll repeat it again for the last time. When I was growing up, we moved house a lot of times. My parents never had any money. We moved into this house when I was 17. 17. I had a driver's license, no car. I was not yet a legal adult. I was still in what we call high school. I was a 17-year-old teenager. So my parents got this house. They scored well. They and the landlord got along so well, so fucking well, that my parents lived here for over a quarter of a century. I lived here at 17, 18. I lived at home when I went to college. I lived at home into my early mid-20s. Brother Click and I eventually got our own little apartment. There was no 3 times rule back then. We got our own little apartment. My sister moved in with some dude further north of here. My parents kept living here because the landlord never changed the rent, never raised the rent. He eventually raised it years later. It was effectively rent controlled, not de facto, but de jure. And yes, back when I was 17, no, I did not put down a security deposit for this house. That was my parents. I told you, I effectively inherited my parents' rental property. I moved them. Father had a stroke. Brother Click and I moved back in to save mother so she wouldn't get kicked out because she couldn't afford it by herself. So the 3 of us became like roommates 5 years ago. Father was in the institute for a few years. He came out. He was back here briefly. I got them into a nice senior place. My brother and I basically inherited this weird rental property. So no, back when I was 17, no, I did not put down the deposit for this house. That was my parents. I had help from my parents because I was a fucking teenager. It wasn't even help. I was still living with them. At 17, I had never lived on my own. There are people... I moved out at 14. Good for you. At 17 years old in high school, I was still very much living with my parents, and this was the house they found. You understand? I didn't grow up here per se, but I was still not yet of age when my parents rented this place. So is this making sense? And me and my brother's sister all moved out. Me and my brother we wanted our sister to move back in. She said, no, fuck no. My brother and I had to bail out our fucking mother. So we returned to a place that my parents rented back when I was a teenager.
But you claimed no help. Your claim for no help is void at that point, bro.
Okay, when I was like 5 years old, I didn't have a job. I couldn't cook for myself. Yes, when I was a 5-year-old little boy, my mommy cooked for me. My mommy dressed me. If I had to go somewhere, my daddy took me in the car. Yes, as a child, yes. Even as a teenager, still in high school, yes. If you want to call that help. My parents, although they're pieces of shit, they understood, we have kids. We can't just abuse them and lock them in the basement. So, yes, I had help in the sense that I had parents who raised me. Okay. Okay. I understand what you're asking me here. Yes, at 5 years old, even at 17 in high school, yes, I still live with my parents.
As you're conflating a 5-year-old and a 17-year-old. Again, intellectually
bankrupt. It's the same thing. I'm going 18 is the age of majority. 18. 18 is the age of majority. Yes, there are people who move out when they're like, I was 15, I got emancipated. No, I didn't know. From the time I was born to the time I was 18 years old, I graduated high school, went to college, and there's something else you got to realize. My parents ended up declaring bankruptcy. They couldn't afford this place. By the time I was in my 20s, my parents were like, you got to give us rent money. I said, that's fine. That's fair. I'm an adult. You got to give us like $1,000. I'm like, well, the house is only like, at the time it was like 26, 27. I'm like, well, we don't have any money. They were my parents never talked about finances probably because they were so inept. So we became like sick roommates. Me, my mother, my brother, my sister, the 5 of us, my father, we became like roommates. And at some point I said, enough of this. And I moved out. That's probably why my father had a stroke. He worked himself to death because my father and mother really couldn't afford this place by themselves. And once my father had the stroke, my mother sure as hell couldn't afford it. So we moved back into Belden Mountain. When I was in college, we were all like roommates. That's part of the reason my sister was like, I don't get the fuck out of here. We were propping up our parents. So yes, as a teenager, my parents got this house and put down a down payment, or not a down payment, but what do you call it? A deposit, security deposit. Yes, and then in our 20s, we basically we became roommates and bailed them out. It was like a reciprocal thing. So I don't think you understand my life story. I think I've explained it before, but what
I'm getting us.
Hey, OC, can I say something?
Go ahead.
You may be required to report that mold to the what do you call it? The landlord. Because when I lived in an apartment one time, I had mold because of a roof leak. And anyway, when I signed the lease, I was required to report like things that were wrong, and including, and it was listed, was mold. And it was because they owned the place and they didn't want the place to fall apart. So I don't know if it's a law or not.
Right. I hear what you're saying. Again, this is a unique situation. My parents signed a lease with this dude back when I was a teenager. I was 17. This was like 26, 27 years ago. And apparently we weren't the first tenants. The landlord never owned this house. He bought it, and it was always a rental. This was like extra income. And there were a lot of people in and out of this house before my parents rented it. We used to get early on when I was like 17, 18, we'd get mail. I was still in high school. We'd get mail from Mr. Smith, Mrs. Jones, Mr. Robertson. It was like a flop house. People were in and out of here. And he was aware of certain problems then that he ignored. So he's well aware that there were problems. It's a different situation. Even the nature of our lease now. My parents signed this lease. My father had the stroke. We moved back in, my brother and I. It's a verbal lease. The whole situation this is a very unique and weird situation. Not the typical, I'm going to rent this apartment. I sign a lease. I got to report to the management. Or here's the landlord. He comes around all the time. This is a very unique situation. You guys don't seem to understand.
Let me a quick question. Guys, I do not understand why OC has. Can you answer me if OC has told his landlord that there's black mold or not? Yes or no? Yes or no?
No.
Bingo.
Okay, for me, that is now I understand the whole conversation, because in Denmark, I know that your agreement is oral and it's all the blah blah blah, but still, what is the downside to telling him that, hey, dude, there's mold here? I think it would be a good idea.
I will answer your question. In fact, my shrink even mentioned to me, he mentioned the mailbox. I told you some Indian guy fell asleep behind the wheel, took out the mailbox. I got the insurance money. I replaced it myself. And the landlord was like, he's not the landlord wanted to, okay, let's go back in time to the year 2018. 2018. Let's get in our little time machine and go back in time 7 years ago. Back in 2018, the landlord stopped by. I wasn't living here at the time. My mother told me this. He came by and he said, listen, I'd like to sell the house in the next year or so. It's 2018. I'd like to sell it sometime in 2020. No rush, but get your affairs in order. In 2019, my father had the stroke. In 2020, COVID hit. Remember COVID? Do you remember? I don't know about other countries, but in America, there was complaints. Landlords weren't getting their rent, but there was like the government said you can't kick tenants out because it's a national emergency. So this landlord accepted the fact that, oh shit, I wanted to sell, but the dude had a stroke and now we're in COVID. Fuck it. I'll keep collecting my shekels. So COVID, which lasted a few years, the national emergency, everything went out the window when 2018, this guy wanted to sell. If my father hadn't had the stroke in 19 and we hadn't had COVID in 20, things would have been different. So that put like a moratorium on him selling the house. When my brother and I moved back into this house, we were, propping our mother up. I was dealing with my father, also dealing with bullshit at work, and nigger bitch trying to remove girls, all those other shit. I said, if we tell the landlord anything too serious, he'll kick us out immediately. If I say, hey man, we got black mold, do something about it, he'd say, fuck that. I don't want to do anything about it. Get out of the house. I'll fix the black mold, but not for you. I'll fix it and sell it. So I always said, let's not tell the landlord anything, because he'll rush to kick us out. And right now, with our father having a stroke and COVID, we're in no position to get kicked out. So let's not upset the landlord. I told him about the dead tree. I said, listen, I can remove a bush. I can remove a tree in the backyard. But these two trees, these dead ash trees, the green ash, they are on the street. And they're big. They're mature. They're dead, but they're mature. I'm not going to buzz them out and have them fall on the sidewalk. What we call a sidewalk, whatever you guys call it in other countries. I'm not going to have like the township claiming that so I said, you got to have these professionally removed. He said, no, I don't want to spend the money. So I said, okay, this asshole doesn't want to spend money on this house, doesn't want to spend money on us. If we tell him there's a problem, he'll rush to kick us out. So eventually he took care of the trees. I said, don't tell him about the mold. Don't tell him about the mailbox. Fuck it. And when the time comes, I'll tell him, here are your problems. You fix it. That was my, rationale, because if we told him about the black mold, he'd say, black mold, I gotta fix that. That's on me. I gotta fix the black mold. He'd be all upset. I gotta fix the black mold. He'd be all upset and he'd say, get out of the house and then I'll fix it. And I didn't want that. So that's why I didn't tell him. That's the reason, because we had nowhere to go. I was still trying to get my parents set up. So I said, the less he knows, the fucking better, because that's the correct answer. Does that answer your question? Or
don't you think that? Yeah. Don't you just think he would ask you to stay in the house, pay the rent, and then he can fix it? You just clean the small area there in the corner.
No, I don't think that. I think if he had to do a major repair, he'd say, all the more reason I want to dump this place. In his younger days, this was income for him. He owned a house he never lived in. It was income. He rented it to a bunch of people, then my parents. In his later days, he's my father's age. My father had a stroke. These guys are in their 70s. He's getting to that point where I just want to sell it and be done with it now. 20, 30 years ago, it was an investment. 20, 30 years ago, I had to fix the black mold. Now, if there's a problem I got to fix, fuck it. I don't need to deal with tenants. Let's just sell this place. So it's because of his age and where he is at life. 20 years ago, I'd say there's black mold. He would have fixed it. Now, you tell him a couple years ago, there's black mold. I got something to fix. This house is a nightmare. Get out now. And then I'll fix everything up. I know how he is. I know what he thinks. Yes, it was to prevent him from kicking us out. Yes. The rest what he doesn't know won't hurt him. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. But I would just make a minor notice on an email so you can document that you have actually noticed him, that there's, maybe not say it's mold, but say, hey, I've looked up here, there's something weird. Just, yeah, and then because you can document that, then you have noticed him about it, and he didn't do anything about it.
Well, it's funny. I'm thinking right now, none of us live, quote unquote, on our own. My brother and I live in a house that my parents originally rented. We moved back into. We sort of inherited. We're the most independent. DUM lives with a woman in Australia. Donda is independent. She owns her house. DUM lives with Donda. Denmark guy, you live with your father. Danny, do you live with your parents? Because if you're working 4 hours at a pub 3 days a week, I don't think you're making it. So you guys, you're giving me a lecture. My brother and I, we've been on our own, and we're still on our own. My parents, by the way, My parents no longer. I got my parents a place to live in. I set that up for them. I became like the parent who helped them out. They have nothing to do with this house anymore. I inherited their fucking lease. So me and my brother are on our own. Donda owns a house. She's on her own. Dum is basically Donda's roommate. And Denmark guy, you live with your mommy and daddy. And Danny, 4 hours at a pub. I'm not even trying to get angry. It's like you're giving me what bothers me. It's not. Here's the problem. I want to explain this to you. It's not. You're making fun of me. You and your parents. That's not what bothers me. It's like you guys are in no position to lecture. You don't know how the world works because you still live with your parents. I'm not criticizing you. Hey, I wish my parents were rich, and I wish they said we own this house and you can just live in your room forever. I'd say, great, man. I'm going to eat and get drunk, and I live with mommy and daddy. And I'd be like, what's his name? What the hell's his name in Oregon there? Off grid. I'd be like off grid. I'm not knocking you guys. I don't have the luxury you do, and you guys are lecturing me like, what the fuck, Denmark guy? What do you know about landlords? Rest on man. It's different. Danny, you never moved out of your house. Who are you people to lecture me?
Hey, hold on.
It's been good to you. The landlord has postponed selling the house.
Yes. No, you're right about. He's been good to us. He's postponed things. We were able to draw this out. Now it's time to move on. That's correct. But when you're like, you should tell him about the black mold, bro. Your parents.
Yo, OC, I'm older than you are.
Your parents helped you out. I was fucking 17, man. Before this, I was still in fucking high school. It's like, well, what are you? It's like, what the fuck?
I've had my own house. I've had a couple apartments. You know, I know more than you do. I'm older than you. So don't give me this.
Yeah, and also my defense. Let me talk out. It is in Denmark. You don't. If you live with your parents and you are above the age of 18, and you move out and move in, you are actually you are responsible for the room that you have rented, no matter if the rent is zero, as in my case. I need to.
No, actually, okay. Let me tell you about America. Okay, let me tell you something. It's different here. Whoever's name is on the lease is nominally responsible. But then again, will you shut up? I'm my father's power of attorney. So when the mailbox, when the curry fell asleep behind the wheel and took out the mailbox, cop knocked on the door. I said, listen, my father's name is on the lease. He doesn't live here, but I'm the power of attorney. So I effectively inherited it. So it doesn't matter who you live with. It goes by whose name is on the lease. And in my case,
an apology.
No, not yet. Even though my name isn't on the lease, because I have what's called a power of attorney, a POA, power of attorney, I effectively inherited my father. So it goes by. It doesn't matter. You can have a kid living with you. You can have an old lady living with you. It goes by whose name is on the lease. And in our case, because I'm power of attorney, my father's name is now my name. So in America, it doesn't matter if you're over 18. It goes by who is the one on the lease, who is the one dealing with the landlord. And in this case, my father's name is on the lease, and because I have a power of attorney since his stroke, it's effectively my name on the lease. You understand? It has nothing to do with my brother Click. Even though he's 40 years old, he's effectively no responsibility. He could walk tomorrow. His name's on the lease, and he's not the power of attorney. It makes no difference how old you are. It's whose name is on the lease or who has a power of attorney, assuming the responsibility of the person whose name is on the lease. Okay, go. I'm explaining these things to you, and you're not paying attention. Go ahead. What do you want to say, Dum?
You're being a narcissist here because you think you know everything, and you're not giving us the benefit of the doubt and our own experiences.
Okay,
we live with somebody now.
Okay, I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt. You guys explain to me how it all works. Go ahead.
But the stairs and stuff, you think that you're just better than everybody, and you know everything.
Yeah, but notice who got the power of attorney. The power of attorney. He tried to get the power.
Okay. That's what it's called in American English. It's sometimes called a It's called the living will or power of attorney, POA. Not my terminology. These are the legal American terms. So it's not, I have the power. No, that's what it's called. It's actually called the power of attorney document. I have the power of attorney because I'm the oldest. It's me, my brother, my sister. We're all within 5 years. I'm the oldest. My sister couldn't be bothered, and it fell on me, the firstborn son. So yes, I have the power of attorney. That's what the form is called, and I assumed all of my father's responsibilities. That's the actual term. So that's what I'm getting at. You think I'm being arrogant? No. I'm telling you, Dev Pike, is British. Denmark guy is Danish. What's his name? James down there, an American, but living in Australia, and I don't think he was ever a power of attorney. I'm explaining to you what the American terminology is. My father, we got a living will or a power of attorney for him. That's what it's called, and I became the power of attorney. That's the term. You don't know that because you're not Americans, or like this asshole, you never had to become your father's power of attorney. In fact, I'm pretty sure your mother or father is probably power of attorney for your sister who's all fucked up. So this is an American term you should be aware of, dumb. I can forgive this asshole and this asshole, but you've heard the term a power of attorney. It's an American terminology.
You're implying we haven't.
Yes, the power. That's what it's called, you idiots. I'm educating you, and you're not listening. Go ahead, go ahead.
We have the same thing in Denmark.
By the way, it's not unique to America, you idiot. Everyone knows what power of attorney means.
If that's the case, Danny, why did you say, listen to OC? He's the power of attorney. That's what it's called. If you know that term, what are you trying to...
I emphasized you were going for the power, right? It's all related to you getting the power. Why didn't your brother become the power of attornay?
You sound like my sister. My God, you sound like my sister right now. Okay.
Why can't Bro C do it? No, he can't do it. Hang on a minute. Bro C's got an accounting degree, so he probably can do it. By the way,
yeah, I was just giving a friendly recommendation regarding the email. So yeah, but at the end of the day, it's do whatever you want to do.
OC always knows right. Yeah. However, his situation, I'll just turn it 180. His situation dictates to me that he doesn't know what's right. That's it. Also, OC always makes an argument from authority. You're not a fucking proprietor, so you don't know how property works. It's garbage. You look into it, you research it, you know how it fucking works. Dumb's right. He's renovated his own house. He sold the fucking house. He knows how retail works in property. Better than you do because he sold a fucking house. Have you sold a house, OC? No.
But OC has prepared. OC sounds like he's prepared for court case.
He's a realtor who sells hundreds of houses a week. Okay, see you later. Bye-bye.
Okay, this is why I'm so fascinated by this stuff. I'll answer your question. I'm not offended. The reason I took power of attorney was several reasons. I'm the oldest. I didn't want to burden Brother Click with that shit. So it's not about could he do it or not. He could do it, I'm sure. But it fell on me. It was sort of understood. I'm the firstborn son. It fell on me. Something I want to tell you about Brother Click, and I don't want to go into too much detail because there's a lot to explain. And you guys won't get it. Brother Click needed insurance. He lost the store he was working at closed a few years ago. So in New Jersey, they require you have insurance or you got to pay. They call it a tax. It's really a fee. You got to pay a fee for being uninsured medically. So one year he had to pay like $500 to New Jersey for not having insurance after his job went belly up. The next year, New Jersey said, if you go on what's called an exchange, you can buy cheap insurance. So he went on the exchange. He bought cheap insurance, but not only did the insurance suck, he had to pay the federal government like $600. So you're either paying the state $500-$600 for not having medical insurance, or you're paying the feds for buying state insurance. Anyway, recently, with his current job, he was eligible to join their medical insurance program. And what happened was he got on their medical insurance program. He still had, for this year, 2025, he still had a state program. And it's actually good because the state program said, come next year, we're pulling out of New Jersey. So it's good. So when he didn't have state insurance, he was paying like the state $500-$600. Once he got state insurance, he then had to pay the federal government $500-$600. So it's a ripoff. Anyway, we were talking before about the statins we're taking. Through his New Jersey state insurance, he was on a statin. And then when he was approved for his job insurance, which is basically free, once he got his job medical insurance, he went to a different doctor. He's got a doctor for his state insurance, which he still has, and he went to a different doctor for his, work employment insurance. The new doctor said the same thing. You need this statin. I'll write your prescription. Sent the prescription to the pharmacy. My brother and I went to the pharmacy together. We went to the pharmacy together. He had just been to the doctor. He'd been prescribed this statin on a new insurance plan. He gets the pharmacy, And the kid at the pharmacy says, "Oh, it's too soon to fill this. You've got to wait like another month." And my brother said, "Okay." I know he's going to hate me for telling you this story, but I'm going to tell you. My brother said, "Okay." We went to the grocery store. The pharmacy's in the grocery store. And I said, "Wait a minute, bro. See, stop. You have two insurances. You got the state insurance and you've got your work insurance. You just signed up with your work. You were just finally eligible. You're brand new to the work insurance. This is a brand new doctor. Why is there a wait for your statin? This makes no sense." "I don't know. They told me I had to wait." So I got a little nasty with the kid. I said, "Listen, man, what the hell's going on? Why is there a wait?" And the kid's like, "I don't know." And he got his manager lady, this Karen, the 60-something-year-old Karen. She comes out. She's all bitchy. What ended up happening is, even though my brother had new medical insurance with his work, his employment, this pharmacy, which he'd never been to before, this pharmacy, what happened was the new doctor, the work doctor, sent the prescription to the pharmacy. Rather than wait for us to come and say, "Here's my new insurance," the pharmacy used the computer to look up my brother's insurance. And instead of billing it to the new work insurance, they started billing it to his old state insurance. I knew this instantly. Stairs, I said, "You fucked up. We're not billing it to the state insurance. The state insurance is ending. My brother uses a different pharmacy for that. Yes, with the state insurance, he's got to wait another month for his statin. This is a brand new fucking thing." I was yelling at her, and she goes, "Well, the procedure is we cross-check with the computer. So when the work insurance doctor sent us the prescription and your brother's name, we looked it up, and the first thing that came up was his New Jersey state insurance." Fuck the New Jersey insurance. We're not using that one. We had this back and forth, and then she manually corrected on the computer. Brother Click didn't have the wherewithal to think of that. I love him to death. He's my brother. I'm grateful for him. He wouldn't have thought of that. So let's go back to this asshole telling me, "Brother Click could do it. You're a fucking moron. You gotta climb a few stairs, you retards." Did you even follow my story? It was up to me, the retard fuck-up loser, to say, "Brother Click, Brother Click." When the pharmacist says there's a wait for your pill, that makes no fucking sense. You just signed up with this insurance company. You should be able to get your pills immediately. Clearly, they're confusing your new insurance with your old insurance because these fuckers went ahead and I knew all this, and I got the bitch to confirm it, and they corrected it manually. Brother Click didn't think that far ahead. I do, because when I took over for my father, my world became Medicare, Medicaid, insurances. This is my existence. So I'm having a fucking child from fucking England tell me, I'm like, the reason I get upset is like, you don't know what's going on. You're very presumptuous. You can ask, but you don't know what the fuck's going on. But yes, go ahead.
Okay, give me 30 seconds. Okay. I'm going to explain why Jews are intelligent. It's because Jews redistributed their fertility rates for their priests. It means that the priest had more children, which means that the people with high verbal IQ had a higher genetic output. And as we can see here with OC, he loves talking, using words, coercing, and all this shit he does all the time. What I'm saying is that I'm gonna demand OC to take a genetic test so we can see his ancestry breakdown, because I think that OC has above a quarter. He's above 25% Ashkenazi Jew, because the way he talks and yaps and he tries to change our opinions. It's Ashkenazi Jew. I know Ashkenazi Jew genetics when I hear them.
By the way, also Brosi can't defend himself, and that was one instance where he got something wrong, and somehow that's extrapolated out to be his IQ. What does that even mean?
It might be partly my fault. It's not that I'm secretive. I just never took the time to show him these things, so he didn't know. He could learn, but when you're saying, "Bro, C could have been the power of attorney," well, not really. Bro C didn't want that responsibility, and I, as the older, I don't know if you have siblings. Do you have siblings? As the older brother, I shielded him from all that bullshit by taking on the burden, my father's burden. That's why I was more versed and more knowledgeable. As far as being a Jew, it's like the worst of both worlds. Like a Jew, they'll throw me in an oven. They won't hesitate. They'll throw me in an oven. But unlike a real bona fide Jew, I don't get to rule Hollywood or Wall Street. So it's the worst of both worlds. They'll gladly put me in the gas chamber, the death camp, but they won't give me, because I'm not officially tribe, they won't give me, the Hollywood executive or the Wall Street business guy. So I hear what you're saying, but part of it too. You observe how the Jews like to blah, blah, blah. Are you at least listening? Are you comprehending Denmark? That's my criticism. I hear dumb laughing. Okay, you can compare me to a Jew. I'm not offended, but are you at least understanding what I'm saying with this insurance thing? I knew instantly. I said, clearly the pharmacy is fucking up. They're tying your prescription to your old insurance, which would probably take another month to fill. This brand new insurance, it should be filled right now. So I knew that instantly because I've been doing this shit with my father. My brother didn't understand that. He could come to understand it, but the difference, like you say, I'm abrasive. My brother would never question. He would just say, okay, they say it's not going to be ready for a month. Let's leave, la, la, la. People say I'm an asshole because I'm like, wait a minute, a month? We just started this insurance. What the fuck? It should be available now. I think these things and I call them out. My brother doesn't think like that. It's one of his shortcomings.
Yeah, I get that. But I get it. But
I'll tell you what, the next time he's here, remind me. I'll talk about it. We'll bring this up again, and you can ask Bro C his side of the story. I can be an asshole, but I was right. I said, bro, this is a new insurance. Clearly, they're linking it to your old insurance, which we don't fucking want. And I had to get because the kid behind the counter didn't get it. My brother didn't get it. The old cunt finally got it when I'm like, bitch, well, that's our procedure. We use the computer. The computer said he's using state insurance. He was. It's ending, but this is totally different. We want you to tie it to his work insurance. And you didn't even ask us. You just took it upon yourself. I got that instantly. Stairs. I got that instantly. Brother click, and the kid behind the counter, and even the stupid bitch pharmacist lady didn't get it. Finally, she got it. She moved one stair up. I just knew instantly. That's what I taught. That's a great example of when I'm talking about stairs. And you can ask Bro C his side of the story next time he's on. Go ahead.
See, it's honorable in a way that you're trying to help your dad out and your brother and whatnot. But as a wise man once said, his name is Plato, only those who do not seek power are qualified to hold it.
I don't seek power. I never wanted to be my father's power of attorney. I took the power because I wanted to not put the burden on my siblings. I thought we were going to transition. I thought my sister would take over. I thought we'd have a peaceful. What I always talk about, Dum, you're still in theory an American. So let me explain something to Donda and Denmark Guy and Danny. When we talk about America being a new country, and it's a new country, but something historic happened back in the late 1700s. George Washington, our first president, gave up power to our second president, John Adams. It was the first peaceful transfer of power since like the days of Plato. Even though America is a new country, it's the oldest country that's had this peaceful transfer of power. Other countries like in Europe and other parts of the world got on board later. America was the first country in modern times to have a peaceful transfer of power. I'm Washington. I'm in charge. I'm willingly stepping down, and now John Adams is taking over. I thought my sister and I would have a peaceful transfer of power. We'd move our parents out, and then my sister could take over this bullshit. I didn't want power. Apparently, like I told my therapist, it's like, I just think it's like you're on a ship. We're on a ship out at sea, and the captain is dead. We need someone to take over. I admit I am no captain. I suck. I am not qualified to be a captain. But as much as I suck, everybody else sucks even more. So it's not, I am the great captain, I shall take charge. It's shit. I shouldn't be in charge, but even though I shouldn't be in charge, you people are even worse. So by default, okay. So I took control of the ship, and all these people, they followed my lead until we finally spotted land ho. And I said, great, I'm tired of being captain. I don't want power. As soon as we get to shore, we drop an anchor, we'll go our separate ways. Nope. As soon as they knew they were safe, then it's time for mutiny. When we were out on the high seas, you're the captain. You have to do everything. Well, I'm not that great a captain, but I understand I'm better than you, so I'll do it. They were happy with me being the captain until we spotted land. I said, land ho! Great. As soon as we get to shore, I'm stepping down. A peaceful transfer of power. I don't want to be in charge. I don't want to be the all-powerful. As soon as we get to port, I will step down. Nope. Now that we know that land is in sight and we're safe, now it's time to have a mutiny. We loved you when we were out in the high sea because we didn't know what to do. Now that we know that there's land, ho, fuck you, let's have a mutiny. Cut his head off, Blackbeard. That's how it is. They decide, instead of waiting to get, they didn't mutiny when we were out in the high seas. High seas, they did not mutiny. And they didn't wait to get to port for a peaceful transfer of power like Washington and John Adams. They had a mutiny when they knew things were safe. That's the pieces of shit my mother, father, and sister are. Brother Click didn't do that. He's just naive. Yeah. You understand? Am I making sense? I like to talk, but are you at least listening? Are you paying attention?
You're absolutely correct. However, who defines who is and isn't worthy of the power? You've self-defined. I am the leader. Absolute power.
No, that I disagree with. It was a mutual decision. It was like, I'm not fit to lead. I'm not fit to lead. I'm not fit to lead. And then the lessers basically, how do I put this politely? Someone's got to take charge, and the more coward-like someone is, the less likely they'll take charge. So when my mother got scared and my sister, I don't want to do this, and Brother Click was like, I'm overwhelmed. It's like, well, I know I'm a shitty leader, but I remember my father first had a stroke, and it was time to write out the electric bill. My mother hadn't written a check in 40 years. The last time my mother wrote a check was like in 1975. My father did all that for her. So she's trying to write out a check, and I'm like, what are you doing? Like, my mother can't write a check. So she's out. My sister lives an hour and a half north of here, doesn't want to come down too often. She's out. Brother Click is like, well, I don't know if I want to. So by default, it was default. It wasn't I'm in charge. It was everyone else. Everyone else was more vocal. I'm not the captain. I was like, okay, I guess it falls. Like drawing straws. I was the last one. I didn't say I'm in charge. It was like, I can't be in charge. I can't be in charge. Well, I guess it falls on me. It was basically they elected me without electing me. That's what happened.
Basically, it sounds like they didn't want to make it.
It sounds like you've got an asshole sister who doesn't take responsibility. Well,
she's a twat. She's a fucking twat. My sister. We haven't spoken over a year. Yes,
but that's the problem. All the women, except for Donna, by the way, which she's higher, but a lot of these women, bro, it can't be misogyny if it's the reality. That's the problem. Women say misogynistic. Okay, act like it, and then we'll stop pointing it out. Otherwise, shut the fuck up. They act in a certain way, and then because they're above criticism, any criticism is misogyny. Act like it or shut up. That's it. She didn't step up to the plate. That's exactly the whole angle of these women. Correct. They never step up to the plate. They never step up to the plate. They never. And then no one can. Then they're above criticism, which is again a narcissistic trait, by the way. It's the same thing.
Danny, this is the most truthful, honest, important thing you've said all stream. The rest was crap. I agree. My sister would not step up to the plate. And then once land was in sight, once we could see the shoreline, let's have a mutiny now. We hate this fucker. Well, you didn't want to mutiny when we were out in the high seas. Back when we were on the high seas, I was your captain. You chose me as your captain. I didn't insist on being the captain. You made me the captain. Now you want to have a fucking mutiny. You can't wait for us to get to port for a peaceful transfer of power. Yes, Danny, I agree with everything you're saying now. Yes.
Also, I've given Depressed Unwanted DUM the information. These cunts are getting £26,000 a year for being a single mum. This is a fucking joke. There's 2.7 million single mums in the UK that are getting 26k. Do you realize how much that costs the UK a year? 70 billion pounds.
Okay, so I'm just going to pipe in here. So,
pipe in.
So what do you want the mothers to do then? If they are a single mother, granted, some of them will leave the man, but some are left. Some are left. And they have no choice but to raise their children. So what do you want them to do? Put the child in child care and then go out to get a job? Or do you want them to raise the children? They do need money to feed and clothe their children. So exactly what do you want?
I want the government to say, okay, we'll support you, but you ain't getting a comfortable lifestyle.
Oh, I don't think it is a comfortable lifestyle.
You ain't. Okay, talk to the man that's earning 22,000 on minimum wage, and the woman's earning more than him doing nothing. I'm not buying.
Well, I don't think they do nothing raising
No, I
children.
know
It's an
they-
extremely difficult job if you're doing
I
it
know-
right.
I know
But
they
I
do.
don't think they're on a very comfortable income. I think it's
No,
pretty
I'd rather-
low.
They are on a comfortable living.
Not here, they're not, but I don't know about the UK.
No, it's not. I'm not talking about the Australia. I'm talking about the UK specifically.
Yeah.
I run the numbers. What I'm saying is that in the UK specifically, there's this ridiculous. By the way, that's outside of London. In London, it's 40,000. Okay, but run the numbers. A man
but
on
not-
minimum
not-
wage.
in the
Is that
Nordics,
just for one child?
What?
35
Nordics,
to
it's
40,000
more
for
insane.
one child?
Yeah,
the Nordics is way more
a
insane.
man in the UK is getting nothing, no help, nothing. On
Let me
minimum
explain kindly. Let me explain you kindly what I would require as the state. Okay, I would require. Listen, you could get a decent amount of benefits, but you will be met with conditions that within a half to 1 to maybe 2 years, we would require you to do a lot of effort to find a new partner that is suitable for
No, but
to,
my thing is that if
in
you-
collaboration with you
By the
and
way,
take care of children.
By the way, I'm not a total twat. I'm not like, don't give the woman any money. No, it's give the woman just enough to survive.
I think there's a lot of men that don't want, and I mean, it's pretty prevalent what I've heard.
Yeah.
A lot of men don't want a single mother. They don't want to
That's-
raise
that's
another
correct.
man's
That's
children.
correct. That
Yeah,
is why that a woman who has a child with another man should only be able to pair up with another man who is in the same situation. That is my general opinion.
What I'm saying is that they'll say that, but then they'll go with them in a heartbeat. By the way, you're sitting next to one. Dumb. He's gone with this, right?
Yeah,
So-
my children are grown
running
though,
them-
and so I think it's a little different. Like I don't expect
If they're actually,
Well, we're gonna kick everyone off for a minute because I have questions. See, I got flack from you, Donda. I asked Dumb about how do you get on with the children, the
Oh,
kids,
yeah.
and you're like, don't talk about my children, fucker. I'm like, well, listen, we know Dumb's old life in Pennsylvania. What's it like now? He's like, basically a stepfather, and you got all upset. But here's what I want to say: your son Max is 14 or 15. Your daughter is 18 or so. So. What I want to ask you is this important in this conversation. How long have you been divorced? Number one, how long have you been divorced? How long has it been?
I got divorced in 2012.
So it's been 13 years. And does I don't know what you call it in Australia. Does does he pay alimony? Do you get money from the state for being, because you are a single mother. You're technically, you're not even married to James yet. So you're still a single mother and your son isn't, 18 is the age of majority. So you've got one underage kid. Does your husband pay you alimony or some kind of child support? Do
Yes,
you
he pays
get
child
something from the
support,
state?
But I also work, and so the child support, because
No,
I
it's
work.
not- I'm
as
not
well,
saying
it's
you don't
graded.
work. I'm not saying you don't work, but Danny's going on
but I'm
about.
trying to understand. I'm trying to explain to you too that the child support is graded on both incomes here. So
Pennsylvania.
yeah, so if I earned more than him, then I wouldn't get any child support at all, which I think is fair.
Your ex-husband earns more. Who earns more?
And my ex-husband earns more.
So he pays you child support. Does he pay you an alimony for being the ex-wife? Or
I don't know what alimony is, but he paid child support. But I don't get any.
Alimony is.
I'm going to explain it, and then Dumb can explain it. Alimony. Let's bring Dumb on. When a man and a woman divorce, child support is usually the kids stay with the mother. Child support is when the absentee spouse pays for the kids. Alimony is, okay, we were married. One partner made more than the other. So because, I made more, I got to pay the partner. Usually it's a man paying a woman. My ex-wife made more money, made less money. Go ahead, Dumb. Explain alimony. What do they call it in Australia? Do they even have it in Australia?
We don't have alimony. We just have child support. That's it. We just have child
James,
support.
I asked James, you were married briefly in Pennsylvania. Did you have to pay your ex alimony, or you're married so briefly it didn't matter? Did you have to pay?
We were married so briefly. I don't know how long you have to be married for that, but
Right, there's X amount of years. But if a man and a woman are married and they divorce. And the argument is, well, the man made more money, so he was paying for me. Even though we're divorced, he's still got to give me something, a stipend. That's called alimony. When a husband it could be the other way around. If a wife is a millionaire and the husband lives at home like a bum, but when one spouse they get divorced, one former spouse has to pay the ex. That's called alimony. Child support is for the children. Alimony is for the spouse who made less. The ex-spouse who made less. Do you understand?
No, we don't have that at all. We only have child support.
And by the way,
we have both. We have alimony and child support.
Oh. Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
then-
not against child support either. I'm against the excessive child support. Like,
Yeah.
you hear about these millionaire actors or NBA players or whatever paying exorbitant child support. It's silly, but like you should pay something as a man, as the father.
Same with me.
But-
Same with me and single mums. You
In
can
Denmark, it's highly restricted.
but they ain't going to be enjoying the existence.
Yeah.
So they
But
will seek, Donna. They will then seek what a
Of
man
course.
who
That's
can.
why I think it's important that here it is not a lot of money. Here it is not a lot of money. You are living on the poverty line as a single parent, man or
No,
woman.
you don't have this. Yeah, but you. I'm talking about the UK. You're extrapolating out. I'm not even talking about that. You're not
Well, I
listening
don't
to
know what the UK is like, but it sounds like
UK
it's
is
more
a
than
single
here.
mum. The UK is a single mum crisis, and also if the same welfare support was given in Australia, you would have the same problem. It's
No,
it's
for
a-
sure. There would be more. Well, there has been in the past more women that have just had a lot of babies because they know that they could stay on the welfare. But they changed that here where when your youngest child, I think it was when they turn 8, then they had to start looking for a job, which I thought was fair enough because the child's a little bit older. They're in school. You can get some part-time work or something that fits, while they're at school or something like that. So I'm not averse to that at all.
By
But
the way,
I do think when the children are young and your focus should be on raising, this is just my opinion, your focus should be on raising children as a mother or a father. I think it's the most important job in the
Do you know
world.
why I'm so irate? Do you know why I'm so irate? Because not only is the system what I've just told you, right? 26, yeah?
Yep.
You don't understand. It's worse. The cap, there was a cap on how much they can get. That cap has now been removed at the budget.
Right.
That means it becomes exponential. It will be 30,000, 35,000. There is no cap. The cap-
Right. And do they have to have a job? Like once their child is a certain age, do they have to start looking for work?
No, it's just a public benefit.
No,
You have a child,
I don't know how
that's
they
it.
can sustain that. Then I don't know how that's sustainable.
That's why it costs 70 billion. It's cooking the UK economy. I've given DUM the information. It costs more on. Well, they spend more on single mums than the whole of defence in the UK.
Really?
By the way, 60 billion spent on defence, 70 billion on single mums, which will go up.
I'm so sorry. I'm talking now. In Denmark we have had a huge scandal, probably one of the biggest as I've been alive. It's like we have this family. It's called the family court system, where 80% of the employers are women. And it's like 16% of men and the rest are women. And then there has been like women working in the court system, writing a fucking 200-page manual that is called the Mommy's Manual, that is about how you can fuck up men as much as possible.
Are you serious?
It is. You can. I can write it to you in Danish, and then it is also in English on YouTube and shit. It's called It's basically the Mommy Manual. It's the
I'll have to
Morsman
look at that and research it.
The Mommy Manual. It's like it's so. What is fucked in Denmark is actually not. I think it's fair that there's fair caps on alimony and the child the other bit, and it's somewhat benefit. And if you're on welfare, they can demand you to come clean the stairs and shit. But it's the child. It's deciding about what's it called? Child custody. How much time should they be at father's place, mother's place, and all this shit. This is what is completely fucked in Denmark. I don't know how other countries have solved it, but in Denmark it's a huge men are just completely fucked. It's unbelievable. It's like all the decisions are just.
What did you say? What is it?
It's just a sad situation in the Nordics, and nobody.
What did you say? The family court system. What does that mean?
I'll find it. I'll post the link in 1 minute. I'll just find it.
Is this the welfare system you're talking about? What are you actually talking about?
No, it's like there's been published like a manual from
that's how to negotiate the welfare system. Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you. Here's what I would do if I were a woman who was divorced and I had a couple of kids. What I would do is this: I would take my ex for all he was worth, and then I would try to find a man, a loser guy, maybe from another country, who was good at fixing things, could help me around the house, and maybe could sell his house and make a lot of money. And I'd say, okay, I'll use the government, I'll use alimony or whatever you call it, child support, and I'll import a foreigner with some money, and he can fix things up for me, and then I'll use his money. That would be my strategy. So I don't actually blame, even though it's evil, I don't blame women for doing that. If I were a single mother, divorced with 2 kids, and they were getting older, I would do that. I'd import some foreign dude with a house he could sell in his home country, and we'd use the money. That's what I would do.
I don't want to comment on that, but it looks like to be as the children have grown up, it's somewhat another situation. But what I would like to say is that it used to be in all Western society, like you pay for all the cost you inflict upon the society. So let me give you an example. In modern society in Denmark, when you want to get divorced, you should in theory pay the full cost. When I say the full cost, I mean full accounting, like people don't think of today. Like, what is the cost for the employers in the daycare, for the administrators, for the state administrators? All these costs, you add them up and you will figure out it will be so much money that only the top 20% of income could pay that cost. That was based by Western society. So there was an incentive that, maybe mom and dad do not like each other, but we can't, if we want to get divorced, we need to pay the full cost, full accounting for it. And if we cannot do that, we just have to appropriately live somewhat together. Maybe we do not have sex, but it is our responsibility to not inflict cost upon society. So we're going to raise these children and we're going to run the household as a business where we are good friends. That was what was normal in Western society for hundreds of years. It's nothing normal. It's just a new thing. When we gave women political power, they fully embraced it with the anti-social behavior.
And hence, like you said, Denmark guy, in Denmark, you're saying the court is like 80% women, like you were talking about giving them power. So of course they're going to skew in that direction as opposed to the traditional. We work together a business. Yeah, no, I understand.
I just want the full accounting thinking in that not even finance people do it, but full accounting. What is the long-term cost when you account for everything in society? And I would like people to think about that and who are paying for that. Are the women doing that? I'm not saying that there are men in relationship with women that are not doing their job. The full accounting principle should also apply for them. But the family...
There's something called the OBR, the Office of Budget Responsibility. This does account for every expenditure. That's where I got the information.
No, okay. So what are the behavioral account for the behaviors it will inflict upon society when there is so many single women and men, and there are children being raised by one parent? All these costs are not paid by mom and dad. It is just imposed upon primarily white men in Western society because we are the only ones that are paying that are surplus for the tax system. So we should just be fair and come with fair demands. We should embrace full accounting, and then people would say, but then nobody wants to be married. But then we are just going to incentivize marriage as much. That's exactly so the balance flips because we cannot produce healthy children that will be part of society. Okay, we are seeing now today, especially in modern society, that, hey, wait a minute, we're actually wild animals. And in Western society, we actually chose a successful path that is called domestication. We domesticated men like wild animals until they were not antisocial anymore. So when we included women into political power, we forgot to also to domesticate women and to decrease their antisocial behavior, as we have done with men for thousands of years.
That's let me say something. I like what Danny had some good points before. I like what Denmark guy just said. We civilized and socialized and domesticated the white male. The white women are still out of control. Hence why they fuck Negroes who were never domesticated. And, it's like a double-edged sword. You need white males for a functioning society, but you've got uncivilized women going after the uncivilized men. The whole thing's a fucking disaster at our expense. I think I agree with you. Am I getting it right? Is that what you're basically saying?
I agree with you guys, but we have our forefathers to blame because they tried to make the women happy.
Yeah, the boomers are Sims. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I believe in women's rights. True, but there's if you want true equality, which feminism, sorry, that's gone now. It's a power grab.
Right.
There's a point of which they've gone that. Hang on a minute, the needle's gone too far. Oh, it's about power. That's where feminism. And then
I don't mind democracy. I don't think universal enfranchisement of universal voting rights and everybody can be a politician is a good thing, because it used to be in Denmark. We have it in text that we had democracy for 100 years ago. It was just only the people who have demonstrated a certain amount of responsibility that could mean a different kind of things that could qualify to be a politician or XYZ. And it was primarily these guys that ended up being husbands. So you had a eugenic society where there was more full accounting, and it was only people who were responsible who had a lot of children, and politics that could not be funded, because it was responsible politics, basically. I don't mind women having power. Women can also be responsible and demonstrate they're responsible. They can have children, they can stay married, they can be financially stable, no debt, and they can be non-criminal, just like men. If they can demonstrate that, I think they should also have the option to, as they have today, to run for office or whatever the fuck they were like, because there are a lot of men and women who are not qualified today to vote. And why are we giving them the burden to vote and shit like that? It makes no sense.
Well, I'm going to jump back to the broken clock analogy. Totem is being trollish, but he brings a good point. He says if only responsible people got to vote, then we might not. In other words, how do we decide who does and does not get to vote? That's a fair point. That's a fair point, because in a certain society, you know how much we're hated. We're hated in this current society. If they could disenfranchise people, take away the right to vote, we probably wouldn't be eligible to vote. So he's actually raising a good point. In other words, in any given society, you could say they're too stupid to vote. In this scenario, we could be told we're too stupid to vote. How do we make that distinction? No, Totem raises a good point here. I'll broken clock. Go ahead.
I don't believe in his point. It's elitist. You only get the landowners, the Chads voting, and all the rest.
Hence why you allow everyone to vote. That's why you allow everyone to vote, to prevent that elitism. But Denmark guy seems to be saying the opposite. So it's kind of like, in an ideal society, a certain type should be allowed to vote. But in any given scenario, wait.
Yeah, but what I'm saying, a lot of what we've seen in Western civilization the last hundreds of years has been somewhat criminal, because let me give an example. Social security in the US, and for that matter, especially in the Nordics, like that is crazy. It is not possible. It's a crime because there's not enough funding for it. So how can it be voted in the first place, And also regarding all the chat stuff, part of being, I'm not saying I'm a conservative, but if you are like a typical conservative, you need to accept Mother Nature and that nobody is equal. And you need to especially accept that, okay, if I want, how I look, how people look, how big they are, tall they are, how intelligent they are, actually has an effect on society in general. And maybe that would result in only tall women or men being politicians. That could be an example. And
you're injecting the genetic elitism. I reject that completely. It's garbage, mate.
Yeah, but
elitism.
I'm just saying that's what happens.
The problem is that the problem is low IQ people will fall for it. I don't fall for it. I see it for what it is. So it's not going to work. See you later.
But, you know, you guys, the American founding fathers did not like democracy, and that's why they stood up a representative, represented democracy.
Yeah, but dumb, they're white men, bro. They're not allowed. Yeah.
But because they realize most people are stupid, and not everyone should have the right to vote because they're retarded and they're going to vote for stupid shit.
Yeah, exactly. I agree. And it's actually evil to take a guy or women for that matter, and they, let's say they have an IQ of below 90 or something like that. I'm not saying they're evil human. And then we tell them, listen, you need to vote and go out, vote and shit, and it is so crazy. I'm not saying these people are evil or anything like that, but what I'm saying is that you can still be a good human being with an IQ of 90. You can be a good Christian. You can be highly conscientiousness. You can meet on correct time. You can do hard physical work.
And I'm going to cut you off. Denmark guy, I agree. I'm going to articulate it. I've never believed this argument that a person is stupid, so it's okay they do shitty things, or a person is a genius, it's okay they do shitty things. You can have a dum-dum who's nice, a dum-dum who's a moron. You can have the evil genius, or you can have a nice genius. Intelligence does not correlate directly to, behavior and comprehension, and that I agree with. I want to just point that out. I've never understood the argument of a person is too stupid or too smart, so it's okay that they're assholes. No, you can have dumb assholes and dumb nice guys. You could have evil geniuses and evil, and like nice geniuses. Intelligence has nothing to do with a person's ability to interact. So Denmark, I just want to point that out real quick. Not to cut you off. I agree with that. You were saying it's not intelligence. We talk about equations. Intelligence is part of the equation, but there's more. You can have a moron who's nice, a moron who's fucked up, a genius who's nice, a genius who's fucked up. I agree. I want to point that out because that's important to what we're talking about. We tend to put people in boxes with the whole he's smart, he's stupid, but there's this other factor, the equation of whom a person is. I know you don't care for me cutting you off, but I don't give a shit. I got to say it. I'm Occupational Click. This is my fucking stream. Go ahead. Bye.
It's demonstrated behavior. It's and you can demonstrate that you're intelligent by doing shit that requires high IQ. But OC is a quite intelligent guy, but he's not a he has a like a normie job or something like that. No hate to you or anything like that. Because you don't you are not unintelligent.
Of course I have a normie job. That's the only job I can get. I can't be the Hollywood executive. I can't be the the CEO of creative design. I have no choice. That's the reason I want Neatbucks. As a Spurg, the only jobs I can get are normie jobs. The job market is designed for normies. Schools are designed for normies. Politics are designed for normies. Everything's designed for normies. All I can do is try to work within this system. Of course, I have a normie job. I have no choice. I'm not a millionaire's son. I'm not a super duper Chad who can get some bullshit job doing shit. I'm not really talented. I can't be a guitarist or a musician or a painter, a famous sculptor. So I have no choice but to say your options when you're talentless is to get a normie job. So
let me give you another example. It's that if maybe maybe people don't like the thing about eugenics, but
hold off. I want to hear your point, Denmark. I'll bring it back on. Broken clock. The broken clock. I agree with numbnuts here. Earlier, Dumb was like, OC, you're so smart. You shouldn't be stocking shelves. And my shrink says the same thing. It's like, I've got a lot of useless trivia knowledge. I agree. Penny Pounder is correct. It's just, it doesn't matter if I'm talking about the peaceful transfer of power between Washington and Adams. It's meaningless. This is all useless trivia. The broken clock. This is why I agree. He's an asshole troll, but he's 1,000% right. He's a broken clock. I got a lot of useless trivia. I'm not smart. I'm not a genius. I'm not anything special. So just because I tell you something interesting about historical facts doesn't mean shit. But all right, continue, Denmark guy. I just want to acknowledge, even though Penny Pounder and I have our disagreements, he's allowed to come here. I banned his first account because I couldn't read his comments. That was fucked up. Don't fuck around with things. But, I agree. The broken clock is correct. My intelligence, quote unquote, is useless. Me talking about transfers of power or mutiny on a ship has nothing to do with real world. I see a lot of morons in good positions. That's a side note. But go ahead, Denmark guy. Keep going on with your point.
That's the point. It's not valued by society. This is where I diverge. I think that talent, but for some reason, like you said, it's normified to fuck, and there's no application for your talent. That's my distinction.
Right. I agree.
That means that doesn't mean you're not talented, by the way. The society sucks.
What it means is whether I'm talented or not is a moot point. It's a moot point. It doesn't matter if I am or am not talented. If my talents aren't appreciated, then they're useless. So my talents are meaningless.
But yeah, this is not. It's actually not even about me. I have not demonstrated responsible enough behavior to qualify to try to be a politician or something like that. So, but if we lived in a society of responsibility and full accounting or whatever that I've just spoken about, I think a lot of people that were not chads, like just normie guys, would think that society would be way more fair, and they would be hardworking and all this shit because there would be less antisocial female behavior, and that would just take a lot of burden off the normie man like me and a lot of other men.
Society. That's absolutely true because men wouldn't be opting out.
Exactly. That is the whole thing that men are trying to say. We like John Peterson say, in a society he says that but he's a boomer, he says men are eager for responsibility, and yes, to a certain degree we are, but in a society where your own mother is so my mother was also single. She probably also fucked a lot of men. And what I'm saying is that I understand that my mother, for an example, I would like her to have a responsible new boyfriend. Okay, I do not like to see my mother get fucked. Date 10, 20 men. That I saw my mother date 10, 20 men, and that is destructive for me. It is destructive. It is destructive for everyone in society. And who are paying these costs? My mother is not for sure paying any of these costs, So it's just I want a society based on responsibility. I'm not a religious fuck. I'm just a normal Western white guy thinking in what was Western society and what was Western society built upon. It was not based upon radical Christianity. It was based upon responsibility.
Men like responsibility, if there's an upside. You don't take responsibility with nothing. Okay, if you put money in the machine and you get nothing out, you stop putting money in the machine. If there's a vending machine, you put $1 in, and you get fuck all back. You stop putting the dollar in.
Yeah, and I'm not trying to be rude towards Donna. I know that also, I know nothing about Donna's relationship with her ex-boyfriend, anything like that. So it's not a comment on Donna. I'm just saying. I'm just commenting in general.
Stuff. She pays her way, but what I'm saying is that the barometer for a society, or let's say a tyranny, is right. Who can you not criticize? It's very telling to me. If you criticize women, you're out. They're above criticism. This is a huge red flag.
Yeah. And let me give you an example. I'm gonna play on that point. I'm gonna play. The people who are shaming you for coming with. The people who are shaming you for coming with some rational, well-spoken out and rational, non-provocative terms about certain issues, and they're shaming you for it, they are basically trying to destroy the seeking of truth. And the seeking of truth is one of the most essential part of Western civilizations. And that is what men on average are really good at in Western civilization, to seek the truth no matter how tough, rough the truth is.
I'm going to disagree. Yes, I think white males are more likely to seek truth than any other group, but it's really the spurgs among us who want the true truth, because I've known a lot of white males who are happy. In fact, I disagree with you, Denmark guy. I think part of the reason we're in the situation we're in is because so many white males wanted to pretend. Well, you see how many simps, how many morons, how many oblivious, oh, women are our equals. Why can't a woman do it? It's like, so I disagree. Yes, white males probably have the best potential to be the most truthful, but it's really the spurgs among the white males that are the truly truthful. Whereas a lot of the problems we have are because white men wanted to believe lies and bullshit. So I disagree with you, Denmark guy.
Yeah. But if you go deep into this, you will find out that I think that the European race or something like that is one of the highest in autism, I think. As far as
wait. You said I'm an Ashkenazi Jew, so I mean, maybe us Jews, even though they'll throw me in an oven, they won't make me the Hollywood or Wall Street executive. I think us Jews, the kikes, are actually even more spurg than white males, because you told me I was, better continue.
Yeah. This talk, it's really rough because you realize that basically everything is a lie. That's one thing. The last like 30, 40, 50, maybe even hundreds of years has been one big lie, because it has been about distorting the truth. It's like in politics, it didn't used to be.
But no, but that's part of the problem. Yes, you're right. It's been about distorting the truth, but it wasn't just that women or the lesser races came along and distorted the truth. White men are committed to distorting this truth, either out of ignorance or because it serves some sociopathic purpose for them. So white men themselves allowed this to happen. We talk about white men having power. It was actually white males, a segment of white males, who allowed this distortion of the truth to become, reality. That would be my fair gripe against my own people.
They were complicit. They were tacit complicity. They didn't do anything. They enabled.
I don't know how it happened, but as I've told, I think that both men. My personal opinion, of course, I'm open to criticism. And let me expand on it, is that men and women can, with responsible demonstrated behavior, qualify for the vote and political power. And there would probably be more men qualifying compared to women, because maybe on average women don't want to go for a lot of power. It's maybe a male thing, but I still think it's a good thing that women can qualify if they're responsible. And we have female ministers and stuff, who don't even have a child. How can you especially today, men do not have a lot of power in regarding having a child, because it's a female kind of like selection thing. But for women, not all, a lot of women can have a child in a lot of different ways. And if you don't have a child and you want to go for big power, how can we trust you? That is one thing that could be responsibility for women or something like that. So responsible. It's not. This is just a theoretical discussion. It's not necessarily an expression of my own heart opinion. But I just think that, having small talks like this, and I know this is on the weird part of the internet, but you can have it with your family and your friends or something like that. And that is how small changes start, and then maybe in 10, 20, 30 years, we can't just give up, because children are completely fucked. There's no fucking families. Women have self-reported shit mental health. Men, everything is just everything is accelerating in a bad way right now. And so obviously, I don't know how many women would like to, maybe, would they like to, have a society where they stay more home and get paid for it? there could be a lot of stuff, but
Well, I'm going to cut you both off. Let's talk to our resident woman. Depressed and Unwanted Chud, you've got your microphone muted and you're not showing your face. What does Donna think? Are you paying attention or have you gone to sleep? Are you really paying attention? What does Donna think about what Denmark guy is saying? Go ahead. He's asking a question about women. You are a woman, right? You are biologically female. Even if you're not, I'd still get in bed with you.
Well, look, I was just researching that mummy's manual that Denmark guy was talking about. Anyway, I've just read that it was a middle-aged man who actually wrote the manual, and I just wanted to know. I'm trying to find out why he wrote it, whether he wrote it as like a rage bait or whether he wrote it as a man who had been through the system himself.
I haven't actually done the research, but if that is correct, that is crazy.
Yeah, right. So anyway, I just wanted to read about it and see what it actually said, but then I came upon that. Yeah. So anyway, I just wanted that was my 2 cents.
And I'm sorry. What's it one more time? What's that called? For those, I'll research it later. What's it called? You're researching this Danish thing.
I'll write it.
The Moore's manual, wasn't it, Denmark guy?
Yeah. I'll just write it. I'll write it in the chat.
Okay.
Here it says that it's a woman, but I'll read that. I'll read the article. And
right there. But Donna, you didn't answer Denmark guy's question. Do women want? What were you saying about? Do women want to live in a society of the James Moore manual? That's the first thing I thought. The James Moore manual. What is this manual? But Donna, he had a question. Denmark guy had a question. Denmark guy had a question about women in general, about the society they want to live in. So you're a woman, so go.
I'm sorry, Denmark guy. I was researching, so I wasn't listening to the question. So would you mind repeating it?
No, it was actually not a question for you. It was just a general. Question about if women would like to have a society where they maybe have the option to stay more home and take care of children while they get paid for it or something like that. Then that is what they should say, I guess, but I'm not saying it's for all women, but I just think that women are maybe, okay, let me give you an example. This is my opinion, okay? This is my experience, and I also think that it will be reflected in the empirical evidence that white European men are some of the most truthful seeking in their behavior, as well as when they speak and talk in public, in politics, and white women are a little bit more inclined to save face versus telling the truth.
Social discipline.
Yeah, and you see this mix to a different degrees in different cultures, like it could be Africa, India, China. They save face way more because of different factors, and I think it's sad for. I don't know how you can get women to maybe, because in Denmark now we see some women, they're actually starting to say
it's the law. You do it by law. You make the laws molded in such a way to incentivize certain behaviors. You certainly do not remove the cap on single mums to incentivize this pathetic behavior where they're cherry picking Chad, pump dumb, and then still earn 30K a year, while the average single man
that is definitely irresponsible. Yeah, and my to expand on that, my opinion is also if it was a society based upon responsibility, Pike, then it would only be men who could somewhat support partly the amount of children he puts into the world that would be allowed to have a lot of children, because after one children, if people could see that, hey, wait a minute, this guy here, he has suddenly started being a fucking criminal, beating people up, stealing, blah, blah, blah. Let's do something. Back in the day, 400, 500, 600 years ago in Western society, they did a lot of bad stuff if they saw people who were not responsible, but were allowed to have a lot of children. And so there was actually, if you're a man, my personal opinion is if you are a Giga Chat, you want to have 3 women and you demonstrate responsible behavior and you can pay for all this shit and not inflict any cost upon the state or other people or your neighborhood or something like that, you should, in theory, you should be able to pursue that. And in that case, that could be example like Elon Musk. Elon Musk has so much money.
Here's where I'm going to actually disagree with you. Here's the problem with what you're saying. Even though we know Chad can have as many women as he wants, it will breed resentment, not so much about among us, but among the normies. You know, you get to have 3 or 4 wives. I barely get one. I got my one frumpy bitch, and I'm desperate to have her. You get 3. It will breed a resentment among men, which will cause we're seeing it now. I think that's part of it too. We're seeing what's happening. This stuff has been going on for centuries, but when you see it, I think it breeds a resentment among the normies. I get my one little wife. Some guys have all the luck. But if you got these Chads with 4, 5, 6 wives, and I can only have 1 or 0, it's going to breed a resentment that says, well, why the fuck am I working? I'm working like a dog for some frumpy, ugly bitch or nobody, and this Chad gets to have 3 or 4 beautiful women. He's stealing our girls. Communism. I disagree with you, Denmark guy. I think what you're saying would actually breed a lot of resentment, and that's what we're seeing now. It's breeding resentment among men.
Let me comment on that. The Chad wins again. It's rubbish.
But if we had a society based upon responsibility,
can I give one policy decision? Incentivize marriage.
Yeah, exactly.
If you're married, you get a huge tax break.
Yeah, but it should only be for responsible people who have demonstrated responsibility.
There are loads of levers you can pull in government. You incentivize you incentivize marriage by giving tax breaks. You incentivize marriage by, if you cohabit with a partner for over 1 year with the same partner, you get X amount off the rent. You get X amount off your mortgage. You pull loads of levers. Like, they ain't pulling the levers. So that's why I say, hang on a minute, the government's cooked. You can't criticize women. The emperor has no clothes. They're above the law. They're above being criticized, and also the government is incentivizing that behavior with these pathetic policies.
Exactly. And okay, so then fair enough to get this welfare, but there should be a demand for the welfare. There should be a requirement.
I just told you. Explain why they're not using the levers that I've told you.
It is because it is anti-social female behavior is basically being unresponsible. Okay, so let women hate to tell, especially other women, look, bitch, you are not responsible because you have bad behavior.
Stop! Before you make a declaration about women, ask our one resident female. Say your point, and then ask Donna if what you're saying is true. She might lie, but at least you state your point about what you think women think, and then ask Donda. Go ahead.
Yeah, women will, in general, not support disincentivizing dysgenic sexual reproduction in other women, because it is about telling the truth, and being truthful in that matter, especially for women, is harder. Compared to if it was a man. And
I agree. I look at my mother and my sister. I agree. It's women are much more prone to lying naturally, and they're poor liars, more so than men, collectively speaking. But ask Donda if she agrees with that. She may lie. She may lie, but you got to at least ask. In fairness, ask the woman her opinion.
So I think women are taught to be polite and smile, and if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all. So we're more reluctant to be brutal in the way that we speak. And just in my experience, when I first stumbled into James's chat, I was very polite, and I was shocked at some of the way that you guys would speak to each other. Now I'm kind of used to it. And
it's because I'm saying that this in an empirical way, in a nice tone. Women are basically herd. They are herd animals. It's about maintaining cohesion in the herd, while men are more, we are like
but Johnny,
we go
Yeah.
men. We are not a herd. We're like small packs that go out and hunt.
Mm.
So-
Yeah, we're
so
we're
women-
supposed to,
women
you know,
maintain-
everybody get along. Everybody get along, and you know, don't make waves, and
Yeah.
that's how we're
Honestly-
kind of raised.
On a
Yeah.
superficial.
And this is average, Donna. This is average. Of course, you would find
course, yeah.
you would find women who are more masculine, as I say, male-like, and the
Yeah.
opposite. So, of course,
Yeah.
it'll be. That is why I'm open for women if they can demonstrate behavior, responsible behavior, blah blah blah. I think they should be free to, being big CEOs and politicians and whatever they like.
They already are.
Yeah, but a lot of them are without having demonstrated responsible behavior. So, sorry.
I've got a lot of anecdotes where it's not just politics as well. You see it in the companies. Disproportionate numbers of women are managers. They're all fucking managers. All the places I've ever been in are disproportionate.
Or the Danish family court. The Danish family court is 80% women. So yeah.
And
Talking
about patriarchy is it's absolute bollocks. It has no teeth. It has nothing behind it. How do you claim there's still a patriarchy? It doesn't make sense. How much power do women want to acquire? It's bollocks. Before the patriarchy is over, it's like the patriarchy goes on forever, despite how much power they acquire. There's still more patriarchy. Okay, how many votes do you want in your favor, bro? Before the patriarchy is done, how?
Yeah.
I don't
agree with
I just
Deb
don't want. I
here,
don't.
surprisingly.
At the end of the day, I don't want it to be like a male women thing, because
this erodes women's position, women's right to say, no, we're in the right. You ain't in the right. That's it. You're cooked. Your position's cooked. If you're corrupt, no one's listening. No one cares.
But
what you're saying.
all this stuff we are talking about now, it has been possible because of the Industrial Revolution. Because we went in the Industrial Revolution, we went, we completely exceeded any in the most insane expectations, and we can afford all these lies because everything has been so economically efficient, and we can afford the lies, do bad policies, and then pay the price later on. But sooner,
dude, stop! I love that. We can afford the lies and do bad policies. Very well articulated. I very well. We can because of the Industrial Revolution and we can afford the. I love that. We can afford the lies. I'm going to quote.
The government. Who are you talking about?
But men, let me just finish the point. Men know that women they try to blame.
No, you'll finish the point if and when I allow you to. Go ahead, finish the point.
Men believe in the laws of the nature, but women, they ignore it, and then they blame men for the laws of nature. Sooner or later, the laws of nature will do that. We cannot pay the price anymore. We cannot afford dysgenic sexual reproduction. Okay, it doesn't mean that I'm a Nazi. It just means that, okay, if the average IQ drops and continues to drop, bad stuff is going to happen, and it will affect everybody in society. That is just one of a lot of stuff that we have afforded. In the Victorian age, the average IQ in the UK was around 120. That was a society based upon responsibility. I'm not saying we should go back to that, but then the industrialization happened, and now it's around 100 or something like that. We can't pay the price forever, Sooner or later it will maybe AI will solve it, but I'm not sure,
Okay, so we've had some good talk here. I'm really enjoying this. I'm getting tired. I'm a little over 3 hours. What we're doing now, we're winding down. We're going to do the lightning round. Right now in New Jersey, it's about 7:30, 7:35 in the morning. So we're rounding 7:30. Hold on, give me a minute. It's 7:30 a.m. There's been some good talk. I'd like to keep this up, but we're going to do a time check real quick. What time is it in Sydney area? What time is it in Sydney area?
It is 11:36 p.m.
PM. Okay, so they're 12. They're 16 hours ahead. So it's 11:30 p.m. What time is it in England? What time is it in England?
12:36.
They're 5 hours ahead. 12:36 a.m. Okay. What time is it in Denmark?
It's 1:36.
Okay, so England, from where I am, England is 5 hours, Denmark is 6 hours, and Australia is 14 hours. Okay, we've had some great conversation. I'm really enjoying this. I want to do this again. I'm over 3 hours on this stream, and it's 7:36, and I should probably get some sleep, try to at least nap or get something done. But we've had some broken clock stuff. I mean, we look here at, what's his name? Penny Pounder. Dev Pike is right. Never thought I'd see the day. Polite, that should be a question mark. Women are cruel. So we've got some broken clocks that are correct. We've had a great chat. I'd love to look into this more. The Moore's manual. We'll look into this more. Let's do this again. I'm just getting tired. Like I said, I wanted to stay up because I gotta go back to work tonight. Friday night, I'm working. I'll probably go to bed in the next half hour. I've enjoyed this, but I want us to say our goodbyes. So this is, I'm not killing it yet. But no more talk. I love it. I do love it. I'm just getting too tired to focus. You can see we're going to do the lightning round. We're going to start with these assholes in Australia. Come back on, show your face. Any last words you want to say? Where are you? I haven't heard from DUM in quite a while. Come on, Depressed and Wanted Chud. Where the hell are you?
Depressed Unwanted Chud is asleep.
He fell asleep, didn't he? He fell asleep. Show the cat. I want to see you, Donna. I want to see your lovely face. Show me. Come on.
I can't show you. I'm in my nightie and it's inappropriate.
No, it's not. Hey, that's even more appropriate. This will be my highest viewed stream. Show us in your nightie. What is a nightie? A nightgown? Lingerie? What is? I don't even know. What does nightie mean? Lingerie, nightgown. What does that mean? And where's James? He fell asleep?
He's fallen asleep. He's snoring.
Well, put yourself under the covers and turn the camera on. We want to say goodnight. Come on. Come on.
Why do you do this to me?
Because you're here, we're here. Everyone wants to say goodnight. Put yourself under the covers and turn your camera on. We're going to say goodbye, and that'll be it. You'll be free to go. You can go to sleep. Because it's late. It's gone midnight. Hello. I love to see you in your nightie. I'm glad James is asleep. Fuck James. We want to talk to you. It's so great. I wish James is asleep. Here's Donda in her nightie. And it's going on midnight there, right? It's 11:30 something at night. So what time do you normally go to bed on weekends? Are you up later than normal? Do we keep you up?
Yeah, I'm pretty tired, but that's all right. It was a good conversation.
Can you show us a little bit of what is a nightie? Is it lingerie? Is it a nightgown? What is a nightie? No, what does it mean? Is it nightgown? Is it lingerie? There's two different things. What is it?
It's a nightgown, and we just shorten it because we're Aussie and we say nightie.
Oh, like Brecky on the Buki. Well, show us your nightgown. Don't look at James. He's asleep. As far as I'm concerned, he's not here right now. No. Look at me, not him. Eyes over here. Eyes on the camera. I'm right here.
Everyone.
Show us your nightie. We want to see your nightie. Oh, you fucking twat. Next up, Danny. What's up, Danny? Your final thoughts. Share your final thoughts and final words.
Women are evil. That's it. That's the final thought.
I agree. That cunt wouldn't show us her nightie. Women are evil. And yes, hey, Millennial Tomb. It's hot in Australia. Yeah, it's their summer. It's freezing in New Jersey, but nice and warm in New South Wales. And Donda the bitch wouldn't show us her nightie. It's not that big a deal. It's not a teddy or lingerie. It's a nightgown. Okay, Denmark guy, you get the last word. Go ahead, Denmark guy. I have enjoyed this conversation. You get the last word. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'll just thank everyone for contributing to Polite and
this was actually, I gotta say real quick, this was actually a better. I haven't streamed in a while. This was I love the dialogue. I think we all got along well. There were some moments where I was like, "You fucking idiots! You don't know my story." There were some moments here and there, but on the whole, I think we all, you and me and Danny and Donna and James, we all politicked well here.
Yeah, and it was a polite conversation, and there was humor, laughs, and it was also serious at the same time, and that was great. And I hope that OC will continue performing well at his job. And So take care and have a nice evening or night. Yeah.
You too, my beautiful Danish friend. Nighty night. Occupational click out. Nighty night. Yeah, no, nighttime. We make it an adjective. Nighty. Nighty night. Yeah, I've heard that too. Nighty night. They'll call a nightgown a nighty. It's a noun. It's a nickname, a pet name for a noun. Nightgown is my nighty. We say nighty night as in good night, nighttime, and occupational click, nighty night.